This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by a partnership between Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of both Champion Sports Radio and Tradio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This is Grapevine Mustangs Football, presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
The Grapevine Mustangs are on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This broadcast of the Grapevine Mustang High School Football Booster Club is sponsored by 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, Relax, Enjoy the Difference, Bottle Cap Alley, Prosperity Bank, and ER of Texas. Our network sponsors are Energy Attic Attic Solutions to transform your life. Greenleaf Roofing, the DFW's preferred roofing company, the official roofing company of Champion Sports Radio. Whirly Ball, find them online at whirlyball.info. livingforzachary.org. Lone Star Gridiron, visit them at lonestargridiron.com/brotherhood, and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra online at gdyo.org. Grapevine Mustangs Football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Online, you can find us on Twitter at Champion Sports, on Facebook at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, on Instagram at Champion Sports Radio, and online anytime at championsportsradio.com.
And in motion now, coming to the near side, and it's given now over to Parker Polk. Polk now going to the 40, 35, could bust it all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! But one man going to the far side in motion. Meanwhile, it's a back to passes Jackson, but he is sacked on the blitz all the way back to the 31. Oh! C.J. Ho! Back pass, pump fakes. Now he's going to try to run it, and he is in a world of trouble. Down he goes at the 24. Here Polk in the backfield along with Evan Baum. Baum's back to pass. Looking, great protection. Scrambles out of the pocket now. Rolling to the far side, firing the ball, and it's complete at the 40-yard line. Wearing number 14. He turns. He gives up the middle now to the 10-yard line. It's Polk, 5-2, touchdown Mustangs. Ball snapped back. Kick is, oh, it's a fake! Rhodes throws in the touchdown for 2 points. Wow! Threw it to Brady Wagner. Back to pass is Jackson. Looking, fires long on the near side. It's picked off at the 50-yard line to the 40, 35, 30. Intercepting that pass. Major hack. And now we got with Alec Graff, assisted by Tim Polster and Trey Bell. Arkbarth back to pass. Looking long, man open at the 10-yard line. Touchdown! Caden Cook. I guess if you wanted to call it baseball, he went yard. And it was a clean play, too.
It was. He's moving.
And boom! Oh,
my word, out at the 1-yard line. This is the...
He's going to be stopped for. And it's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Good evening and welcome to Scarborough-Handley Field in East Fort Worth, where tonight we have the battle for the district championship in the first of two games for the Grapevine Mustangs that will determine who wins the district championship in 4-5A Division II between your Grapevine Mustangs, and tonight they take on the Chaparrals of OD Wyatt. My name is Jacob Dedamore. I am here with my broadcast partner Tim Smith, and Tim, we're down to the nitty-gritty here in 4-5A Division II as tonight the Mustangs take on OD Wyatt. They are 6-1, just like the Mustangs are. Their one loss was in district play to Arlington Heights, who is undefeated. The Mustangs 4-0 in district play, tied atop the district with Arlington Heights, and this is it. This week and next week are going to determine who wins this district, so we are down to it. We're in the home stretch, and we're getting ready to determine who gets into the playoffs.
Yeah, we say that the playoffs are 3-4 weeks away, but really you have to start playing playoff football tonight, because every game is essentially a playoff game for you to win the district, get a home game at least, and so I'm looking forward to it. Happy to be back in the booth with you here tonight.
Absolutely.
And looking forward to a fantastic showdown here in Fort Worth.
And we are both happy to be back after both of us had to miss last week for other obligations that took place. So we're happy to be back here tonight in this very important game. The Mustangs, of course, last week in a tough affair against a very scrappy Southwest squad, were leading at the half 6-0, end up pulling away and winning 31-6 was the final last week to move to 4-0 in the district. The Mustangs ranked number 5 in the state in 5A Division II, and this OD Wyatt squad came into this game last year with a very similar record. That game ended up going in a big way to the Mustangs, but as you'll hear in my pregame interview with Coach Alexander, what he sees from this OD Wyatt squad this year is a much tougher team than I think he saw last year when they came into Mustang Panther.
Well, when you talk about high school football, things change year to year. The roster changes year to year, and so you're going to have different players step up, different superstars. Wyatt has a new receiver that is, I think you told me, 6'3", 6'5", and so when you have things like that, you never know year to year. Teams are going to get better, some teams are going to get worse, and here we have Wyatt. Obviously, they've gotten better, and we do look for a very good game tonight, although with the way Grapevine comes in with their momentum, I do look for them to go ahead and get the W.
Yeah, I mean, the Mustangs, what it's going to be tonight, I mean, just like Southwest last week, OD Wyatt has a lot of athletes. But the interesting thing about Wyatt is they have, now I will grant this, especially in the non-district, they did not play as tough of a schedule as Grapevine did as far as level of competition. But they have been winning games in a variety of ways. They've had some high-scoring affairs that they prevailed in. They've had a couple of low-scoring games that they were able to come out on top in, exampled by that Fort Worth Southwest team that Grapevine saw last week. OD Wyatt beat them 14-6 in a defensive struggle. So this Wyatt team has found ways to win ball games, even if maybe one part of their team wasn't clicking.
Yeah, we'll get into the numbers a little bit later on when we get into Tim's takes and talk about how maybe the mismatch favors Grapevine a little bit, in my opinion. But you're right, Wyatt is winning close games. They have a good defense, and when they have to score, they've been able to have success that way. So Grapevine's going to have their hands full tonight. They're missing one of their defensive starters for the first half, so that's a big miss, and we'll see how they're going to make up for that miss. All
right, we will take our break, and when we come back here on the ER of Texas pregame show, we'll have my pregame interview that I did with Grapevine Mustangs head coach Mike Alexander. This is the ER of Texas pregame show, and you are watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey, Mustang fans, have you been meaning to get to the dentist and it just keeps getting pushed back to the list for tomorrow? Well, today, let me introduce you to Dr. Chip Mercer in Fielder Park Dental, where they're creating and restoring beautiful smiles. They're a full-service dental office that provides everything from your basic dental cleanings to more advanced care like implants and Invisalign orthodontics. Online at fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817 for an appointment. Conveniently located in North Arlington, Dr. Mercer's a proud Mustang dad. fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
Back here on back here on the ER of Texas pregame show, and I'm joined right now by Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. Coach, it was a win on Friday night, but it was a win you kind of had to struggle through, especially in the first half offensively. But your defense came through, led you throughout, and you guys got the W to set things up the next couple of weeks. What were your thoughts after reviewing the tape from Friday night?
Credit to Southwest in the first half. Their defense, tackled well. They crowded the line of scrimmage and, presented a defense that was just really kind of daring us to throw the football. And unfortunately, we didn't hit some of our shots in the first half. We knew that after about the second or third drive that it was going to turn into just having to hit some shots and throw the football. We had some guys open. We missed our shots, and that's why we went into halftime with a narrow lead. Did a good job the second half offensively, coming off the football, with the offensive line and creating a few more creases, and we're able to pop a few runs and hit one of our shots in the second half. That kind of opened the game up. But the consistent factor was the defense all night long. Kept them out of the end zone until late in the fourth quarter. Played exceptionally well. And and then we played better on special teams last week. So those are the two phases that really kept us in the game.
You did have a couple of situations that came up during this game. The first one was an unfortunate serious injury to one of the Southwest players that took a while for the medical team to have to take care of and get the young man off the field. We all hope and pray that he's going to be all right in the long run. Thankfully, it didn't happen to one of your players. But when you have a situation like that, what do you guys do as a coaching staff to kind of bring the guys together, keep them ready, keep them engaged with a really long delay of that sort?
I think, we've had a few of these over the years. And once you realize it's going to be a situation where, they're going to have to bring EMS out and, you're going to be delayed 15, 20 minutes at least. I feel like the best thing to do is just have the guys relax, and take a period of time to just kind of relax and know that this is going to be a minute. The worst thing you can do is when one of the opponents is laying on the field is to try and keep your guys like all ramped up and locked in for this entire time, because it's not realistic. So we'll get them over on the side. We'll explain what's going on. Every kid kind of handles those situations differently. Some kids might want to get away and say a prayer for that young man, and those types of things. But ultimately, we're just going to calm them down and just let them relax for a minute. And then once we see that we got about 5 minutes left before we can probably start playing again, we'll start getting them back on their feet and warmed up and refocused. But that's kind of what we've done. There's probably a lot of different ways to do it, but we've had to do that a few times over the last several years.
The other situation was, unfortunately, there were a couple of ejections in the ball game. Leighton Tower is going to miss the first half on Friday because he was ejected. A couple of plays later, a Southwest player was ejected as well. When emotions start getting high like that and guys start chirping and some shoving and things like that happen, what do you guys do to rein your players in and say, we need to stop this now?
Yeah, I think if that's something that you've never discussed or talked about until the moment, you're going to fail. I think, we try and put our guys in a lot of tough situations all the way dating back to last January and off season, and where they have to control emotions and things like that. But the biggest thing is we rely on their teammates. That's where you hope you have good leadership on the field, because throughout the course of a play, it's very easy for one or two players to get in an altercation or get into one of those situations with an opponent. But typically you have, 8 or 9 other guys on the field that are not that emotionally attached to whatever's going on in that moment, and so that's when you hope that your leadership on the team can pull your players away and calm those guys down. And I have no issue with getting one of my guys off the field, because I would rather have a starter stand on the sideline for a play or two to get him calmed down than to just keep him out there and let something escalate. So I think that's kind of how we do it. We had to do that the other night. We had to get a couple guys off the field periodically just to calm them down and say, hey, don't do anything stupid. It's going to hurt the team. And then our guys know, like, if you get a 15-yard selfish penalty, Jacob, you're going to be pushing a 45-pound plate for 1,000 yards before you get to play again, and we have 2 guys doing that this week, they got 15-yard penalties. So, you can't do that in one day. It's a period it takes them about 3 days to get that 1,000 yards. And I want it to take a long time, because for 3 days, I want them to think about not doing that again. And that's been a standing point of discipline that we've had in our program as long as I've been here, and it'll always be there.
All right, so coming up tonight, we have the first of 2 games which are going to most likely decide the district championship in OD Wyatt. When you've looked at this group on tape this year, they're coming in with a very similar record to what they came in last year when they came into MPS. What are you seeing from this Wyatt Chaparral bunch this time around?
Still very athletic. Last year they were scoring a ton of points and had some really talented skill players. They still have all that. They have a transfer wide receiver that's 6'6", 220 pounds, coming in from Tyler. They like to get him the ball a lot of different ways. Their running back is a transfer from Arlington Martin. So they have some new additions to that team from last year as well. But the thing I probably see different in them, Jacob, is I feel like they're a more resilient team this year. They're winning closer games. They're not just blowing people out. They're finding ways to win, late in the game. And that's a little bit different than the squad that they had last year, in my opinion. So I think we got our work cut out for us. I think that we're going to need to play well for 4 quarters. I don't think this will be don't anticipate this being a blowout. But on either side of the ball, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, and we're prepared for it.
All right, Coach, we always appreciate you taking the time. Good luck tonight against those Chaparrals from Wyatt.
All right, thanks, Jacob.
That's Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. We'll be back with more of the ER of Texas pregame show. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Blankenship, Medical Director at ER of Texas, Colleyville. When you have an emergency, the last thing you want to do is wait. So come see us. We have short and almost never have wait times at all. We have great staff, friendly physicians and nurses and techs, and they will take care of you and be thorough and give you the attention that you deserve and get you back on your feet.
It's sundown in Texas, and the Mustangs are herding up.
'cause in football, you know, bam and the back, coaches have attack. There's bells and a band sound, big D stacks on money down. Wrestlers and cheerleaders and Billy's
This is Mustang football.
Sunset in Texas, this is Mustang football. Sun's down in Texas, living it up in the fall.
This is Mustang football.
The lights are heating up now, this is Mustang football.
Back here at Scarborough-Handley Field in East Fort Worth, where the Wyatt Chaparrals won the toss, so the Grapevine Mustangs will open. The Wyatt Chaparrals deferred after winning the coin toss, so the Mustangs will start on offense with the ball and receive the opening half kickoff. Here's the starting offense for the Grapevine Mustangs.
Travis Mason, studs.
Hunter Cottle, offensive line.
Cy Owen, studs.
Alex O'Gean, offensive line. Max Livingston, stud.
Of OD Wyatt High School.
Sammy Kelly, wide receiver.
Guardsmen are U.S. Flag Captain Alexia Carvajal, Texas Flag Staff Sergeant Curtis Bennett, right guard Master Sergeant Jada Vasped, and left guard Sergeant Shirley.
That's your starting offense for the Grapevine Mustangs. Jacob Dedamore here with Tim Smith. And as right now, we are going to take you down to the public address announcer as the colors are being walked onto the field, and we will have the national anthem for you before the opening kickoff.
To honor America and Americans around the world, the OD Wyatt High School Marching Band will perform our national anthem.
Excellent job by the OD Wyatt Marching Band as we are getting ready to kick things off here from Handley Field in Fort Worth. We were here 2 weeks ago when the Mustangs shut out Poly 70-0. We expect a much more competitive game tonight. The Mustangs again, Wyatt, I should say, winning the coin toss, which means that the Mustangs will start on offense tonight. We've given you the starters. The only question mark we have in the starters is we weren't sure about Alex Holgan. He may have a bit of a lingering shoulder issue, so Braden Johnson, as he did last week, could get the start again at left guard. We will see. The Mustangs coming out. They're in their white road jerseys tonight. Tonight they're wearing the blue pants with the red and white striping down the legs. They've got red numbers outlined in blue with GHS across the front, and of course the white helmets with the red Mustang logo outlined in blue. The Wyatt Chaparrals are in their black home uniforms tonight. Black shirt, black jerseys, black pants with sky blue numbers outlined in white, and a black helmet with the W on each side of the helmet. Blue W and outlined in white. And my broadcast partner is laughing at me because I'm describing it, but that's just what you do.
I thought maybe you thought we were
some people might just be listening to us on the phone and not watching.
Kind of caught me off guard. Haven't done that all season.
Lining up to kick things off will be Christian Ramos, the senior kicker, number 32. And we are about ready to get underway in this matchup, one of the matchups that will determine the district title. And it's a short pooch kick. Running up to catch it at the 17 is Parker Polk. Up the middle to the 20, 25, 30, 35. Got some room out to near the 40. Great return. He actually caught that at the 13, not the 18, and returned that out. Let's see where they mark it. They will mark it at the 40-yard line. So a very nice 27-yard return from Parker Polk to set up the Mustangs in good opening field territory. Evan Baum will be starting for you tonight at quarterback.
I'll tell you, Parker was a tackle away, one person away from breaking that for a touchdown. That's not the guy that they want to kick to, and I would guess they won't be kicking to him anymore this evening.
They very well may not. They're going to come out in pistol formation with Polk offset to the right, 3 wides on 1st and 10. Carradine goes in motion. Hand off to Polk up the middle. Going to get about 2, maybe 3 yards before he's brought down on the play. On the tackle was number 6, junior Zachariah Mitchell.
Well, they run Carradine motion. They want to see if anyone's going to move with him, if they're in man zone, what type of defense we're seeing. Nobody ran with Carradine that time, so they hand the ball off. We're looking at a little bit of a zone on that first play.
2nd and 7 after the gain of 3. Split back set, snap back, another handoff to Polk up the middle, dancing his way through. Nice solid gain out to the 47. That'll be a gain of 4 to set up a 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs.
Nice little run inside, real 4 or 5 yard run. That's all you can ask for. Headed up by number 72, Braden Johnson, who led the way on that particular run.
That'll be set up a 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs. Parker Polk on the season. And we are playing, just if you're looking at the graphic, they are playing OD Wyatt tonight. 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs at their own 47-yard line, a little over a minute into the ball game. Snap back, hand off to Polk, and he's not going to get there. He's going to get shut down after only a gain of 1. Not finding much room that time. He was tackled that time from OD Wyatt by big number 72, DeAndre James, the 270-pound senior defensive lineman.
Looks like they marked him about a yard back farther than where I thought he went down. So now they're about 2 yards away instead of being a yard away.
So it's going to be 4th and 2. The Mustangs are leading the offense on the field for the moment. They're coming out with a 2-back set in a kind of a power high formation.
Everybody
4th and 2. Wagner going from the left side of the formation to the right. Snap is back. They are going to go for it. Handoff up the middle, and it is going to be a first down. Into the open field is Holmes. Inside the 40, inside the 35, and down to at the 32. C.J. Holmes, he was up back in that set, took the handoff, found a hole, and just popped right through it.
Risk versus reward for OD Wyatt. They bring everybody up into the box, and you know when you do that, you're either going to make the tackle or you have the chance to give up the big play, which is exactly what happened. Great job by that Grapevine offensive line.
20-yard run for C.J. Holmes, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Wyatt 32. Split back set out of the pistol this time. 1 receiver to each side. Snap back, handoff up the middle to Polk. He's just picking his way through as he normally does. And he's going to have a solid gain, a gain of about 5 yards down to the 27 on 1st down.
You know, I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm seeing a lot of man-to-man coverage out here. The safety is about 8 yards from the from the line of scrimmage. I would look for a play action here coming up soon. They love to do that inside this red area for usually to Sammy Kelly, as we know, down the sideline. Sometimes we hit the running back down the middle. So with the safety that close to the line of scrimmage, look for something.
Parker Polk on the season, 973 yards and 13 touchdowns on the ground, averaging just under 9 yards a carry. 2nd and 5, snap back, handoff up the middle. Holmes into the open field, inside the 10, the 5, walking it into the corral for the touchdown. C.J. Holmes, just like on 4th down, as the up back takes the handoff, pops through the hole, and with his speed, as soon as he sees open field, he's gone. Mustangs take the early lead.
Yeah, this offensive line has really got their hands full with everybody up on the box, but no problem for them. They're moving that line of scrimmage, getting to the second level, even getting down and blocking safeties so that CJ can go ahead and get to that touchdown. That's a great job by the entire team. Receivers also blocking downfield.
CJ Holmes came into the season with 3 rushing touchdowns. That's his 4th. On the extra point, the snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:50 to go in the first quarter, and the Mustangs take the lead on the opening drive. They lead 7-0 over the Wyatt Chaparrals. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
At 121, we love our Mustang football, and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning, and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
Time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your...
The kickoff is away. It's inside the 10 at the 8, caught up to the 25. And up to about the 28-yard line before the Mustangs bring him down. In on the tackle on that play for the Mustangs was number 44, Gray Whitsett. And I believe that was number 12, Xavier Walker, the sophomore defensive back who had that return. Return of about 20 yards for the Chaparrals. They call it 21. They mark him down at the 29-yard line. So that's where the Chaparrals will take over on their first possession. Lining up at tailback tonight is Quest Madkins for the injured Demario Goss. First down, snap back, confusion on the play. It's a bit of a play action, little toss out to the side. The pass is caught, a very short pass, caught on the far side by number 4, Jeremiah Boone, the junior wide receiver.
Really nice job on the corner. Number 13, Jerron Burns, to come up and make that quick tackle.
Starting quarterback is junior number 5, Cade Barrett. Threw that little 3-yard pass out to the 32, 2nd and 7 now. Spread formation here, and now they're going to go empty. The running back goes in motion. Pass over the middle is caught and immediately dropped down. Good hit by Latham Way. It's going to be maybe about a half-yard short of the first down. The pass caught by number 22, Cornelius Modupe, the junior, listed as a defensive back, but going to be playing some offense tonight, I was told by the Wyatt coaches. It is 3rd and about a half yard as Wyatt goes right up to the line. They're going to go with a 3-wide set with a split backs out of the shotgun. So 20 personnel. In the backfield is number 11, D'Artagnan Crawford, and now the whistle has been blown, and we see what we have here. They're going to say, I think the officials blew that dead. I think they may give them a first down here. They're saying that the spot was maybe, and that is what they're saying. So they've stopped the play because they did give credit to the first down on that catch. So it was a 7-yard grab for Modupe officially, and a first down for the Chaparrals.
On the 39-yard line.
And that changes the play call, I'm sure, for the Chaparral coaches. They're going to go 2 receivers to each side on this 1st and 10. Snap is back. Handoff up the middle, getting across the line up to about the 40, maybe the 41, is number 8, Quest Madkins, the senior. Brought down that time by Tyler Mears, number 33. Again, the Mustangs are going to be without the services of Leighton Towery for the first half of this game. Gain of 2 officially on first down, 2nd and 8 now for the Chaparrals. Chaparrals not running tempo, but going no huddle, trying to keep the Mustangs personnel from changing out. This time they're going to go 3 wide with an H-back. Snap is back, dropping back to throw, and they're going to take a shot down the field, and that pass is overthrown. Going for Austin Watkins, I should say, number 1. I believe he's the senior transfer wide receiver that came in that we talked about in the pregame. By far the tallest kid on the Wyatt squad. He comes in at 6'3", 190. He's a senior. Nobody else is taller than 6 feet tall on the roster that we have for Wyatt, so he stands out amongst everyone else on the field.
Yeah, not much to do there. I mean, it looked like one-on-one coverage, but the safety was coming over the top, so there really wasn't a lot of room to get that ball in there.
3rd and 8 now for the Chaparrals at their own 41. Corner blitz coming from C.J. Holmes. He gets there, but is avoided by the quarterback. Rolling to his right, passes the ball. The pass is incomplete.
That's got to be caught. That's got to be caught. That's a great job by the quarterback to get out of trouble. C.J. Holmes is coming in like a torpedo on that blitz. He doesn't see him to the last second. Gives his best Patrick Mahomes. Gets out of the way. Makes a dart of a throw. And Got to catch that one.
Yeah, Cade Barrett, great job, like you said, avoiding the blitz. C.J. Holmes was coming in, and I mean, just a half second before he got there, the quarterback Barrett saw him and spun out and rolled to his right, and as you said, made a good throw to look like Austin Watkins, number 1, right on the sideline, and Watkins just couldn't hang on.
That move was reminiscent of Jalen Hurts this past weekend versus number 90.
Good pressure on the punt, but it does get away. It takes a little bit of a Wyatt roll and will die at the 21-yard line. So that will be a 38-yard punt for the punter for number 22, Cornelius Modupe, who was punting. Got off a 38-yard punt, and the Mustangs, after getting a stop, will start at their own 21-yard line. It is Braden Johnson, as you mentioned, coming in, starting at left guard tonight, Tim. So Hogan must still be injured, or at least injured enough where he can't start. Mustangs start with a split back set out of the pistol on 1st down, 1 receiver to each side. Evan Baum in at quarterback, snap is back, play action. Baum's going to throw it out. The pass is a little high, but caught by Kelly. Breaks his tackle, he's into the open field. To the 45, midfield, 40, and finally run down from behind. Sammy Kelly did a nice job going up for a high throw, coming down and breaking the tackle and turning on the speed up the sidelines all the way down to the Wyatt 32-yard line.
They're certainly inviting Grapevine to throw the football, and that time they do take advantage of it. We talked about it on the first series, and then Sammy Kelly, he just makes the first man miss, and down the sideline he goes. Wyatt lucky to catch up to him.
47 yards on the catch and run from Kelly. Kelly wanting to make up after dropping a touchdown pass last week. Came into the night leading the team with 6 touchdowns, 10 catches for 209 yards, second on the team in both categories. 1st and 10 at the 32. Wagner going in motion from the right out to the left flat. Little speed option pitch is caught by Carradine. He's turning the corner, gets up inside the 30, inside the 20, the 10, walking it into the corral for another Grapevine Mustangs touchdown.
2 points on that one. Evan Baum takes the hit. He holds the ball to the last second, makes the pitch, and then the block by Sammy Kelly down the sideline to spring that run. Again, great job by everybody on the offensive side of the football. 3-play drive for a touchdown.
Great job that time by Kelly. 2-play drive for a touchdown, actually, as Rondell Carradine takes the ball and scores his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Carradine also had 2 receiving touchdowns, so his 4th touchdown overall, and the Mustangs have come out like a house on fire. Extra point from Hayden Rhodes is up, and it is good. 6:06 to go in the first quarter. The Mustangs lead Wyatt 14-0. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. The kickoff is away. It is caught at the 4-yard line this time, dancing up to the 20 to about the 22 before the Wyatt player is brought down, receiving the kickoff that time for Wyatt. Once again, that time I believe we're trying to get a number on that player. I believe that was number 6, Zachariah Mitchell. It's hard to read these numbers for Wyatt, unfortunately, a little crunched up on the jersey. I believe that was either Zachariah Mitchell or it was Quest Madkins. It may have been Madkins, but return out to the 23-yard line. We'll call that a 19-yard return, and the Mustangs will take over. Excuse me, the Chaparrals will take over on their own 23-yard line, 1st and 10. They come out with a trip set to the right this time. Out of the spread, single receiver left, snap back, dropping back is Barrett. Now he's rolling to his right to escape pressure, and he's going to just take it upfield outside the 25 to about the 27-28 before Latham Way pushes him out of bounds. Let's real quick give you the defensive starters for the Grapevine Mustangs tonight.
Redmond Webb, defensive back. Redmond Webb, defensive back.
Hunter Lasher, safety. Major Heck, free safety. Drew Nelson, safety. CJ Holmes, DB, running back.
On 2nd down, a handoff going to the left side. Not much room there. Gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards. They're going to mark him down at the 20. See, they mark him down officially at the 31-yard line, so to set up a 3rd and 2.
That was a heck of a hit by number 6, Major Hecht, who comes in and puts the ball, or the helmet on the ball, rather. Luckily there wasn't a fumble there.
3rd and 2 now for the Chaparrals. Fumble, the snap is dropped, and the quarterback Barrett just has to fall on it. They were trying to look like they were trying to set up some kind of a screen pass that time to Quest Madkins.
I'm going to give credit to that. I'm going to give credit for that to Hunter Lasher. He comes up. He looks like he's going to blitz. He's showing the blitz. The quarterback got nervous and dropped the snap.
So the drop snap by Barrett, the quarterback, loses them 3 yards, and that's going to force the Chaparrals to have to punt on their second possession. Already trailing 14-0 here in the first quarter. Parker Polk back to receive at the 35. Grapevine playing this with their defense because of the formation Wyatt is using. And now a timeout is being called as the play clock was running down, and Wyatt is going to take their first time out of the first half. We'll take it with them. 4:36 to go in the first quarter. Grapevine leads 14-0. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
At 121, we love our Mustang football, and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball.
Punt is away on 4th down, and it's going to be fair caught by Parker Polk at the 40-yard line that time. So
excellent coverage by Wyatt.
It's going to be a 33-yard punt for the Chaparrals. And the Mustangs take over at their own 40, already up 14-0. The offense has come out in a very good way so far. Wyatt has had just a couple of their own miscues on their offensive possessions that could have kept possibly could have kept drives going. So the Mustangs playing it good defensively, but right now Wyatt kind of making their own mistakes so far.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Wyatt, you definitely know that there's some things that just a few small improvements, a few details from you being able to get some of these drives together for sure. There's something good to look at.
1st and 10, dropping back his bomb on a little play action over the middle, and that pass is intercepted. Up to the 45 and up to near midfield before going out of bounds. Did not see who picked it off.
That was going to be the safety. It looked like the free safety, but Parker was open. He just not enough air on that ball. Evan Baum just a little lackadaisical with the throw.
That was
he needs to put that out a little bit farther, and we're talking about a touchdown.
Yep, that was Malik Franklin, the number 10, the junior defensive back, and you're right. Great job by Franklin to go up and high point that ball. He had to leap for it, but you're right. Polk released up the seam, and Baum just needed to put a little air under that, and it's an easy touchdown, but he threw a little too much on a line, and that allowed for the pick.
It's a shame.
First turnover of the ball game, and the Chaparrals take over at midfield. Snap back on first down, play action. Going deep down the sideline is Barrett. Flag is in, is out, and the pass falls incomplete. Darion Burns, number 13, was in coverage on the play on Austin Watkins, and I think we're probably going to have a defensive hold because that flag was thrown pretty early in the route. At the very least, it's a defensive hold.
I missed what the ref called there. He did call something on Grapevine, but I missed the signal.
Well, let's see. We'll know for sure if it was pass interference or holding, depending on what they mark off. But it was a penalty against Grapevine. And looks like they're going to mark off 10 yards. So Burns got called for the hold on the double move by Watkins. And that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Move it into Grapevine territory for the first time tonight.
That's a penalty you can live with, Jacob. A 10-yard penalty compared to a 50-yard touchdown pass, you can live with that.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10 for the Chaparrals at the Grapevine 40. Single back set, snap back, handoff up the middle to Madkins. Quest Madkins, the senior, who typically is listed as a wide receiver but playing tailback tonight, kind of burrows his way up the middle for about 3 yards on first down. Brought down by Tristan Sneed, number 35. So the first turnover of the ball game goes the way of the Chaparrals. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 7. Pistol set. Snap back. Play action. Pass over the middle. Knocked away by Burns, but we're going to get another penalty. The linesman on the near sideline in front of the Wyatt bench got caught, threw the flag immediately on the slant. They're going to call Burns again for a holding penalty on Watkins.
Yeah, Jacob, I mean, Austin makes a really good move, gets that inside position, and unfortunately we just get a little grab of the jersey as the receiver goes by, and that's going to get a hold every time.
This quarter brought to you by our friends at 121 Community Church. So that penalty moves the ball down to the Grapevine 27. 2 holding penalties on Darion Burns, and he is replaced. He comes out after those 2 penalties, and Ezekiel Brown checks in at cornerback. 1st and 10 for the Chaparrals. Snap back, handoff up the middle. Not any room this time at all for Madkins. Tyler Mears on the stop, along with number 95, Ty Hohenberger, who is getting the start tonight at defensive tackle.
Yeah, it was a really great play on the front line. They haven't been able to run the ball with a whole lot of consistency just yet. That passing game, though, is looking a little dangerous if they can just get that connection right between quarterback and receiver.
Loss of a yard that time for Quest Madkins. 2nd and 11 now at the 28-yard lines. We're down just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pistol formation, 3 receivers set, snap back, play action. Pass going for Watkins again, and again it's overthrown. They're really making an effort to get the ball to the tall Austin Watkins, who, Watkins, he's got a height advantage over anybody he lines up against on this field, and they're trying to get it to him on deep fade routes up the sideline. C.J. Holmes was on coverage that time. He was behind by a step, but that pass from Barrett just too long.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, C.J. got away with a little tug on the jersey, too, on that one, and that was a good veteran move. His arm was a little bit more inside, but He's getting off the line, Austin is, and he's causing troubles for these DBs.
3rd and long, pass back, they're going to go for it again. Holmes is in position this time, and he just goes up and knocks it down. A flag comes out. That's got to be offensive because C.J. Holmes was watching the ball the whole way, had inside position, and went up to try and pick the pass. And I think this time, and that is the call. Offensive pass interference. Austin Watkins shoved C.J. Holmes in the back, I think, as he went up to try and pick that pass. Great coverage that time from C.J. Holmes.
Great coverage. He got that inside position. He was playing off a little bit. It was just a straight go route. quarterback really didn't do any favors by throwing the ball out there. He needs to put that ball nice and high for his big 6'3" receiver.
And Grapevine's going to go ahead and accept this penalty because offensive interference, like defensive pass interference at the high school level, is a 15-yard penalty. So that backs it up all the way to the 43-yard line. They get third down over again, but that takes them out of any thought of field goal range right now.
Right, if I'm Kate Barrett, you know where I'm looking. I'm looking right at Austin once again. Number 1 down here getting that man-to-man coverage, although here comes the safety over the top.
Drew Nelson is moving over that way.
Yes,
Third and 28 back at the Grapevine 43. Shotgun snap back. Barrett rolling to his left, now going to his right. He's just going to fling it downfield. Holmes is there, but the pass is caught by Watkins. Great job by Watkins. Holmes was right there, and now we've got a flag.
That's going to be a post-play flag on Austin.
Austin Watkins may get a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. C.J. Holmes did about everything he could that time. He was body to body with Watkins, and Watkins was just able to basically just box him out and go up and get the pass. It was out of bounds at the 3-yard line, a 40-yard pass play to Austin Watkins, but they're gonna back it up 15 yards for the post-play foul.
Yeah, Kate Barrett, that's what we talked about right before the play. Go to your big-time wide receiver, but put air on the ball, which he does. It was good on good down there. CJ did his best, but you can't get so excited after the play that you push and you start talking. You just can't do that at the high school level. I know he's been a little frustrated with some balls not quite being completed, but
because that was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, if he gets another one, he'll be automatically ejected from the ball game because of UIL rules. So that backs it up to the 18-yard line after the play, so that'll make it 1st and 10 for Wyatt, but they convert on the huge third down on the great play by Austin Watkins. 1st and 10, snap back, speed option. Barrett is going to keep the ball, but he's going to get dragged down immediately as number 41 for the Mustangs, Dalton Knapp. The Mustangs played that speed option perfectly, and Barrett knew he couldn't pitch the ball and just got dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line, you're right. They strung that out beautifully. Now, why they tried to run that to the short side, I always get confused by that. I like to see those wide plays be run to the wide side of the field, but that really helps your defense out.
Great play by Dalton Knapp, and also give credit to the rest of the Mustangs defense for covering the pitch man on that play. 2nd and 10 now after no gain. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs up 14-0, but Wyatt is driving after the interception. 2nd and 10. And now another timeout by Wyatt as the play clock once again was running down, and the Wyatt coaches didn't want to take the delay of game, so they called the timeout. 1:54 to go in the first quarter. Grapevine up 14-0. This is Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Dalton Knapp.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schraw lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart.
Back after the timeout, 1st and 10, snap back, passes over the middle, and it's overshot, going for Austin Watkins again, and Tim noticed something in the break as they came out of the timeout. Watkins lined up almost like an H-back tight end, real tight into the formation as they tried to get him over the middle and away from outside coverage.
Yeah, I mean, he had his hand on the ground. He was an actual tight end on that play, runs the corner, and then looks back at the quarterback, says, where are you throwing the ball, man? I'm open right here, which if he throws that ball in a good spot, it's an easy completion.
Yeah, he was definitely open on that play. So 3rd and 10 now at the 18. Trips left single receiver White. Now Watkins moves back in to a tight end spot. Here comes the snap back. It's going to be a little bubble screen out, caught at the 20 and wrapped up immediately. They tried to go away from Watkins this time, and Grapevine was all over it. Tyler Mears on the tackle, as well as number 25, I believe that was Hunter Lasher up there. They tried a little bubble screen that time to Crawford.
Austin Watkins is now being used not only as a main player, but as a decoy player. they're moving him around just to get that attention from Grapevine.
D'Artagnan Crawford, number 11, the junior wide receiver, caught that, was dropped for only a gain of 2, 4th and 8 now, and the Chaparrals go for it. Snap back to Barrett. Throw over the middle, pass is incomplete. They tried to get it to Watkins in a crowd of Mustangs. The pass was high, but there were 3 defenders around him. Watkins got one hand on it, and that was it, and the Mustangs hold on 4th down.
Yeah, it was a good play design. I just think it was a little rushed. Watkins sets up like he's gonna block, and then tries to slip out, but there's 2 safeties sitting back there waiting for him. There's a linebacker underneath. Yep. Quarterback zings the ball in.
The two primary second level defenders on that play both had their eyes on Watkins on that play.
Like I said, they're going to be watching him wherever he goes now, so he's going to be used as a target player, but also as a diversion.
So the Mustangs take over after the turnover on downs at their own 16, 1st and 10. Snap is back. Is going to be a handoff to Polk. Trying to find room, not finding much. Going to get maybe a yard out to the 17, and that's about it, as he just danced into a crowd of bodies and was brought down.
Yeah, nowhere to go that time. That's the first time they've really stuffed up the run like that. I think that's probably the first play that Grapevine hasn't had any yards on the ground.
I think that's definitely the shortest gain of the night so far on the ground for the Mustangs. 2nd and 9 now from the 17, down to 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Shotgun snap back, handoff, Polk this time trying to get to the outside. He is turning the corner a little bit and gets up to near the 20 before he was knocked out of bounds that time by the Wyatt defender. It was number 10, Malik Franklin, who knocked him out. Going to be a gain out to the 19-yard line, so only a gain of 2 that time for Polk.
Yeah, designed run for the inside, no room there, so he tries to use his speed to get to the outside. And they did a good job, Wyatt's defense did, of stringing Parker all the way out to the sideline.
One of the linemen, well, we'll talk about this in a second. 3rd and 7 after the 2 running plays for the Mustangs at the 19. 26 seconds to go, split back set out of the pistol. Snap back, bomb drops back. He's going to fire one over the middle. It's caught. First down, Caden Cook with the nice grab on the slant route out past the 30-yard line to the 31 for a gain of 12 and a first down.
That was a heck of a throw by Evan Baum. He sat in the pocket, took his steps, hits the receiver on the break, right in the great spot, a little in route. That's just a great route, great throw, great catch all the way around.
Only the 8th catch on the season for Caden Cook, but this one moves the chains. And actually, I think I've got the wrong stats up here, so I'm going to change this out real quick. And that's the horn as the clock runs out after the end of the first quarter. So we're through 1 here at Handley Field, and the Mustangs lead the Chaparrals 14-0. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, president of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
At 121, we love our Mustang football, and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
Back here at Handley Field, Jacob Dedamore along with Tim Smith as we are about to start the second quarter. The Mustangs lead 14-0, and they have the ball at their own 31, 1st and 10 after the 10th catch of the season by Caden Cook. 12 yards on the first down. 3 wide receivers set. Polk offset to the right of Evan Baum. Snap back, handoff Polk up the middle, going dancing through, finding room up past the 40, or the 35 out to the 40. It'll be a gain of 9 yards on first down for Parker Polk.
That was some nice shiftiness by Polk there in the middle of all that traffic to get through there. And Josh, what was that, 7 yards he gained?
9 yards.
9 yards? That's a great run.
Mustangs got touchdown runs in the first quarter on their first 2 possessions, one from C.J. Holmes and one from Rondell Carradine. Second and 1 at the 40. They're going with the full house backfield. Handoff up the middle to the 45. That's DeMontrez Dunn taking the handoff this time and pushes the pile forward out to the 47. That'll be a gain of 7 yards on a first down for Dunn. Dunn coming into the game tonight, 25 carries, 211 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the season. And he gets a little early carry tonight.
Yeah, and you love seeing the scrum, offensive linemen come in and kind of push that scrum forward. You're seeing that now in all levels of football. It trickles all the way down to the high school level. I love it. They're going to go ahead and make sure he's going to get that first down.
Darius Burns checks in on offense this time at wide receiver along with Caden Cook. Wagner in as the H-back. 2 running backs in the game. Polk offset to the right, snap back, handoff to Polk up the middle, and he doesn't find any room at all. He's going to get stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Great job that time by the defensive front of the Wyatt Chaparrals as they got into the hole and pushed Parker Polk back that time. Number 42, Javon Parker, the senior defensive lineman in there, along with number 26, number 24, Ashton Moore. These numbers for Wyatt are a little hard to read.
They are. It's a little dark out here.
They're like a light blue outline in white, but on a black jersey. They're a little difficult to read. No gain on first down for Polk. 2nd and 10 at their own 47. Snap back, speed option this time. Pitch out to Carradine. He somehow stays on his feet and gets upfield. As he cut to try to go upfield, he slipped, put his hand down to keep his knees from hitting the ground, ends up getting a gain of 6.
I mean, it's incredible balance for him to be able to stay on his feet like that and continue to motor through. Had he stayed on his feet and not slip, that could have been a huge play.
He did slip. He just was able, like you said, great balance, got his hand down on the ground and got himself back up and just scooted upfield.
He ran with 2 feet and a hand for about 6 yards.
So 3rd and 4 now after the great effort by Rondell Carradine at the Wyatt 47. Full house backfield, snap back, handoff. That is Reed Watkins up the middle this time, and he just punches his way through the line all the way down to the Wyatt 37. A gain of 10 yards on a first down.
Max Livingston, who else? He is leading the way on that run. It's a nice little counter play.
Reed Watkins second on this team in rushing with 317 yards and 6 touchdowns on the season. Reed Watkins, 11.3 yards a carry this season because he's busted a couple of big ones during his time. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Wyatt 37. Snap is back. Hand off to Polk up the middle. Finds some room inside the 35 down to close to the 30. They're going to mark him at the 32 for a gain of 5 on first down.
And I got to tell you about this. Brady Wagner, 22 with the pancake.
Mustangs now running tempo. They line up, snap it. Polk gets the carry again inside the 30, breaks a tackle inside the 25, and finally getting brought down. They're going to mark him at the 25 for a gain of 7 at the first down. This time the Mustangs sped it up a little bit.
They did. So you had a pancake on the last play, and now we got a pancake on this play with 74, Max Livingston, throwing a little extra syrup on that one.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 25. 8:35 to go here in the first half. Mustangs up 14-0. Again, this week and next week are going to determine who wins this district in 4-5A Division II, at least as far as the Mustangs are concerned. They're going to go with the single back 2 wide set out to the offset to the left side. 2 tight ends in the game, both Wagner and Miller. Snap is back. Hand off to Polk up the middle. Not a ton of room, but a little bit. They push the pile for about 3 yards down to the 22 before he's brought down.
They're doing it again. Wyatt is. They're creeping up. They're all 3 linebackers were coming into those gaps. We're either going to see a big punch run up the middle, or we're going to see a little play-action touchdown pass here in a second.
Big DeAndre James, number 72, comes out after that play. He's a load to try and move in the middle of that Wyatt defensive line. They also have a big body at number 44 that I think is misrepresented as maybe 240 pounds, not 140.
No.
Holloway Franklin. Or Franklin Holloway, excuse me.
That might be a typo.
2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain. Snap back, speed option. Pitch is on the ground, but it's picked up by Carradine, and he just keeps going forward inside the 10, 5, and he walks it into the corral for the touchdown. What a play by Rondell Carradine. The pitch from Baum as he got hit was a little off target. It hit the ground, and a fortunate bounce right back up to Carradine, and he just took it around the corner.
Carradine's living right, I'll tell you. He runs on 2 feet and 1 hand for 6 yards, and then he does that. The ball bounces right to him. He's been big in the pass game this year, and tonight he's exploded onto the run scene.
His second touchdown on the ground tonight. This time, this drive was a lot of Rondell Carradine. On to kick the extra point is Rhodes. The kick is a line drive, but it goes through, and it's 21-0 Grapevine. We'll talk about that drive here in just a minute when we come back. 7:23 to go in the first half. Grapevine leads 21-0. This is Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
For the Mustangs, 11 plays.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're not giving them the tools to fix them. And so that's one of our main goals here at Field Park.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank, real bankers, not just a bank.
Mustangs lead 21-0. Hayden Rhodes lining up to kick things off. Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith here at Handley Field in Fort Worth. The kickoff is high. Good hang time, caught at the 5. Returner coming to the near side, trying to turn the corner, gets it up to the 15, 20, 25, 30, and then finally brought down. Great return. Great effort that time, and showing some speed is number 4, Jeremiah Boone, as he comes all the way across the field and gets the corner out to, let's see where they mark him, at the 31-yard line for a return of 26 yards, but there's a hold, and that's going to back it up.
So there you go. There's a hold that's going to back it up. I was just going to say it's a little uncharacteristic of the Grapevine kickoff team to give up too many yards, but perhaps the hold was the reason.
Let's see where they mark this penalty off from. They're going to mark it off from at the end of the run, so it must have been right near the end of the run.
Sure.
They mark it back to the 21-yard line where the Wyatt Chaparrals will start this next possession. That last drive for the Mustangs ends up going 79 yards. End up going 84 yards as it started at the 16 after the turnover on downs. And the star of the drive was Rondell Carradine. We'll tell you more about it here in a minute. First down and 10. Handoff up the middle and just nowhere to go for number 8, Quest Madkins, as he gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage for no gain, as Ty Hohenberger, along with number 35 Tristan Sneed, just stood him up at the line of scrimmage.
Let's not forget, too, the big third down completion, the 10, 15-yard, I think it was a 12-yard completion to Caden Cook to keep that drive alive.
Caden Cook on the 84-yard touchdown drive. Caden Cook had a big third down conversion. And then 2 ridiculous runs from Rondell Carradine. Snap back, play action, rolling to his right. Pass is thrown out in the flat and caught, but nowhere to go. It's going to be a loss on the play, as coming in to make the tackle was Tyler Mears on the wide receiver, number 11, D'Artagnan Crawford, as Crawford came across the formation with his quarterback Barrett and made the catch out in the flat, but Mears was right there and dropped him for a loss of a yard.
And Mears did a great job of breaking down on the play, because I'll tell you what, there was a lot of moves after that catch was made, but he does a great job breaking down, grabbing the ankles, and not letting him go anywhere, waiting for his friends to come and make the corralling tackle.
3rd and 11 at the 20. Snap is back. Rolling to his right is Barrett. His left is Barrett. Pass is thrown out, and it's almost intercepted. Going up to try and make the pick was Hunter Lasher, and it went right off his fingertips as they were trying to get a pass to D'Artagnan Crawford here on the near sideline, and Hunter Lasher nearly came up with a turnover.
Well, I think he jumped just a half a count too early. I think he got excited because by the time he was coming down was when the ball was in his hands. I think he was just about his fingertips. Would have been a heck of an interception, but what a great breakup. At the very least, he got back into his own, did what he had to do.
Didn't get the INT, but got the PBU.
There we go. We got the PBU, and hopefully his grandparents are listening to the game all the way out in California. His brother listens there at Arizona State, so good job by Hunter Lasher.
Snap is back. The punt is away. It's a high wobbler and fair caught at the Wyatt 45-yard line. Shortest punt of the night from Cornelius Madupe, the punter, as he just kind of got under that one too much. Only a 25-yard punt, and the Mustangs are going to start in plus territory. So on that last touchdown, now we were talking about C.J. Holmes. He had a 6-yard run on first down where he tried to cut up field, slipped, put his hand down. Carradine, excuse me. I said C.J. Holmes.
C.J. had the first touchdown on the ground.
Carradine had that play, and then the touchdown run on a speed option pitch where Baum gets hit as he pitches it. Throws the pitch off target, but it hits the turf and bounces right up to Carradine, who just dances his way into the end zone.
The ball had eyes.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Snapback play action. Baum going to take a deep shot this time, going for it, and it is just out of the reach of his intended wide receiver, Caden Cook. Cook went full extension trying to get to that ball, but just could not quite come up with it.
You know, I've been waiting for that little play action since the first series, and like Al Pacino said, in any given Sunday, the inches we need are all around us, and all he needed was an extra inch, and he would have came down with that. Great effort.
Yeah, great effort by Caden Cook. Snap back on 2nd down, handoff, Polk in the middle, and he's got room inside the 30, the 20, and he almost breaks the tackle, gets dragged down from behind at the 15-yard line. Coming up with the tackle was number 27, Cameron Parker, the junior defensive back, and he saved a touchdown, at least for the moment.
That is a heck of a tackle to bring down someone like Parker Polk in the open field when he sees nothing but the end zone in front of him. That is a heck of a tackle.
30 yards on the run from Parker Polk, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Snap back on 1st down, handoff up the middle, inside the 15, down to the 10, down to the 8. It's Reed Watkins on the carry. He was lined up as the deep back that time and just pushed the pile forward. Ends up getting about 8 yards. Check that, 7 yards down to the 8-yard line, 2nd and 3.
It just doesn't matter. With this stable of running backs, they are keeping their backs healthy. They're giving everybody reps. Everyone's getting carries, and everyone's getting yards.
Yeah, you're even using DBs and wide receivers at tailback sometimes.
Do what you want.
2nd and 3 now at the 8-yard line for the Mustangs as they try to really put some distance between themselves and Wyatt. Snap back, handoff up the middle. Pile being pushed forward. It's going to be really close to a 1st down as Reed Watkins once again on the handoff. Let's see, they are going to give Watkins the spot on the 1st down as he gets down to the 5 and sets up 1st and goal.
This run game is just getting more and more impressive as we get through the season, isn't it?
It is. It's really becoming such a strength for this team.
We knew it would. We knew it would with Coach DeBest. I mean, he comes in with the triple option. He's the granddaddy of the triple option, as they say, and then you throw the pass game in there with it. They've been pretty unstoppable.
First and goal at the 5. Watkins and Polk in the backfield. Polk up the middle, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Why not? He deserved it. He should have had it on the big run, so you give it to him and give him a chance to reward himself by getting into the end zone once again. And Parker Polk, he never disappoints.
Hole just opened up right in the middle of that defensive line of OD Wyatt, and Parker just danced his way into the end zone, and the Mustangs have really put a gap between themselves and the Chaparrals. 5-yard touchdown run for Parker Polk, his 11th on the season, I believe. I'll double check that.
After the touchdown, he and Cy Owen won
his 14th on the season, not 11th.
He and Cy Owen want to celebrate. He gives him a little up sign. Cy Owen picks him up like a piece of toilet paper. Throws him up in the air and lets him go.
Extra point is up and good from Hayden Rhodes, and the Mustangs are up 28-0 with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey guys, this is Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're going to get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're going to be saving. Today we have the SilFab panel. It's a U.S. manufacturer. Comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranties in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're gonna knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day off their job. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection.
The kickoff this time is a high, short pooch kick, and it's going to be fair caught at the 25-yard line by number 18, Daniel Hardy, the junior defensive back, and the Chaparrals will take over at their own 25. That touchdown run from Parker Polk was his 14th of the season, only a 45-yard drive that time. Parker Polk with 35 of those yards, the other 10 from Reed Watkins on 2 carries, so only a 4-play drive. All on the ground, and the Mustangs have scored touchdowns on 4 of their 5 possessions, and a little bit more air on a pass, and it would have been 5 for 5.
It would have been 5 for 5, and they haven't gone back to that, but I suspect they will before too long.
1st and 10 for the Chaparrals at their own 25-yard line. Snap is back. Handoff on first down to Matkins, and he's in the open field. Up to the 40, 45, 50, and into Grapevine territory before he's finally brought down. Darion Burns and Drew Nelson finally knocked down Quest Matkins, but not before he gets into Grapevine territory at the 44-yard line. A 31-yard run from Quest Matkins.
Now that's a heck of a run right up the middle of that.
Boy, he hit that hole strong, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. That's very unusual.
1st and 10, high snap, but it's corralled by Barrett, but the play is going to be dropped behind the line for a loss as Tristan Sneed gets into the backfield first and wraps up Matkins for a loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, I would think the high snap, obviously that's going to mess up the timing between the handoff and the running back, and then the defense is able to get that little half a second jump, but you got to think that they got in the back of their minds what just happened, right?
Check that. That was the freshman running back, number 23, Amaj Mitchell, who took the handoff, and he was dropped for a loss of 2. Snap is back. Barrett looking to throw, fires it out to the near side, and it is bobbled and dropped. It was right there for Austin Watkins. The pass just a little quick out to Watkins. Would have been an easy gain, and it just went right through his hands.
Yeah, he took his eye off the ball, looking to see where he was going to run, where the nearest defender was, and as a young receiver, you just can't do that.
That sets up a 3rd and long. Would have been at least a 5-6. It would have been at least about a 5-yard gain on the quick out to set up a more manageable 3rd down. But now it's 3rd and 12 back at the 46-yard line. 4 wide set, trips right, single receiver left. Barrett in the shotgun. Snap is back. He's looking right, rolling right. He's going to fire over the middle, and it's caught inside the 35, the 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. A quick slant that time, caught right in stride by Cornelius Modupe, and he just was able to outrun the Grapevine defense into the end zone, and the Chaparrals are on the board.
We have certainly seen glimpses of what this pass game could be. They've missed here and there just by a little bit, and that time, that's just a little strike of a slant, great throw, catch, and run, and that's okay. Gives the defense something to go back and talk about and make some adjustments.
I'll tell you what, it was a great throw by Barrett. The extra point is up, and it is good by the kicker, number 32, Christian Ramos, and 2:51 to go in the first half, and it's 28-7 now Grapevine with the lead as the Chaparrals break through on the scoreboard. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey, Mustang fans, have you been meaning to get to the dentist and it just keeps getting pushed back to the list for tomorrow? Well, today, let me introduce you to Dr. Chip Mercer in Fielder Park Dental, where they're creating and restoring beautiful smiles. They're a full-service dental office that provides everything from your basic dental cleanings to more advanced care like implants and Invisalign orthodontics. Online at fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817 for an appointment. Conveniently located in North Arlington, Dr. Mercer's a proud Mustang dad. Fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817.
A 4-play, 75-yard touchdown drive for the Wyatt Chaparrals. The 2 big plays being a 31-yard run from Quest Matkins, and then on the touchdown, a 46-yard catch and run by Cornelius Modupe, the junior. And the Mustangs are now up 28-7. High, short kick caught at the 10, up to the 20, 25, and then brought down there. They're going to actually mark him down at the 24-yard line. That time it was C.J. Holmes on the return. And the Mustangs will start at their own 24, 2:46 to go in the half. Tell you what, probably that was maybe the best throw of the night I think we've seen from the Chaparral quarterback, Cade Barrett, as he threw a strike over the middle as he was rolling to his right.
He sure did. I mean, to roll to your right and throw that kind of ball. But like I said, he's got a strong arm. They've just had a few itty-bitty misses here and there, but he's got a cannon for an arm.
So the Mustangs will try and answer now as they start 1st and 10 at their own 24. All 3 timeouts still left for the Mustangs. Split back set out of the shotgun. Snap back, hand off to Watkins. Going around the left side, turns the corner up past the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. Another strong run on first down from Reed Watkins, a gain of 8.
Nice little run right around the corner. Now, I would think Grapevine would go a little bit faster as we get into the 2-minute warning and go towards the end of the first half, maybe try to get another touchdown, but they don't seem to have too much.
Well, they still have all 3 timeouts, so they can still kind of take their time. They don't have to go hurry up just yet. 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line. Staying in the split back set. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Polk. He's going to get the first down out to near the 35-yard line before he's brought down. Gain of 3, but that will move the chains. 2:05 to go here in the first half. So the Chaparrals draw a little bit closer with that last touchdown. The Mustangs trying to answer here before the end of the half. The Mustangs have controlled the action here in the first half. 1st and 10 at the 35. Staying in that same split back set out of the shotgun. Only a single wide receiver to the right this time. Snap back, handoff. Again, Polk up the middle. The pile just kind of moving forward. A little bit of a rugby scrum out to the 40-yard line. Again, that was Reed Watkins, not Parker Polk. I'm sorry. Reed Watkins on the carry that time. He was brought down by big number 72, DeAndre James, the 270-pound senior. 1:30 and counting to go, 2nd and 5. We'll see if they start using the timeouts now. I think the goal for the Mustangs is to take this to the half regardless of the result. But we'll see if they start using the timeouts and speeding up here momentarily. 2nd and 5 at the 40. 3 wide set, split back shotgun, pass back this time for Baum. He's going to take a shot up the sideline. That pass is caught.
What a catch. Parker Polk on the wheel route coming out of the backfield. We know Grapevine likes to run the post-wheel combination when they stack the receivers. They did it all last year. They're not doing that this year. What they're doing is they're taking their running backs, putting them in motion. He runs the wheel route. He gets the step on the defender and makes a heck of an over-the-shoulder catch.
And a great throw by Evan Baum right over the top of the defense. 32 yards on the catch. 1st and 10 at the Wyatt 28. 51 seconds and counting as the clock has restarted after they set the chains. Shotgun snap back, Baum play action, and he is going to, a big face mask is going to come in. Baum dodged the blitzing rusher and was able to avoid the body, but the hand came up and got the face mask of Evan Baum, so that'll be 15 yards and a first down. I didn't get the number of the Wyatt player who came up the middle that time. We believe it was number 6, Zachariah Mitchell, the junior linebacker, who came on the blitz. Baum sidestepped him, but as Mitchell went by, he grabbed the face mask and knew it immediately. Baum went down to one knee, and the flags came flying.
Well, the face mask saved a touchdown pass because Brady Wagner, number 22, was running down the middle of the field all by himself.
15-yard penalty moves it to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. 41 seconds to go here in the first half. Snap is back. Hand off this time to Watkins. He's trying to turn the corner. He's going to get inside the 10, and the timeout is being signaled by Coach Alexander. They're going to actually mark him, looks like right at the 10-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 4 yards on first down for Reed Watkins. We'll go ahead and keep it here with 33 seconds left to go. So you still have two timeouts if you're the Mustangs. So you got all your options open here. This run game has been so powerful. Do you just stick with it here, at least on second down?
You know, I would say with 32, you run again, see what you get, and then we look to throw the ball because we do want to try to score a touchdown. Save that last field goal, that last timeout for the field goal setup. So I would run here, call the timeout again, and then I would go to the air.
It's going to be second and 6 here at the 10-yard line. 32 seconds left. Grapevine up 28-7, trying to answer back after Wyatt's first touchdown of the game.
Now you may look at Wyatt's front here and see it could depend on what they do defensively. If they have everyone stacked up in that box, you may look at a little quick type of pop pass.
Well, the Mustangs are coming out in a full house backfield look out of the pistol. It's kind of their diamond pistol formation with Watkins, Polk, and Dunn.
This is where they run their counters.
Second down and 6 at the 10-yard line. Snap is back. It's a handoff. No, it's kept by Baum. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and he's brought down, but he's going to have a first down. It'll stop the clock, but Coach Alexander calls the timeout anyway. Great fake and keep by Baum that time, and he nearly got into the end zone. He was spun down at the 1-yard line, and the timeout was called.
And forget what I said earlier. I'm running the ball here. We're down at the 1-yard line.
Still got a timeout
left. 26 seconds, I can still attempt at least 2 run plays before I have to call my timeout and kick the field goal.
Now here's where, let's say they run it here on 1st and goal and get stopped, okay? Do you call the time? Wouldn't you call the timeout right there?
Hurry up and run another play.
Instead of calling your timeout? Because
yes.
in this spot on the field, a run play is going to take 5 seconds tops.
Right. You have 26 seconds. Okay. You have time to run 2 plays.
Because I've seen both schools. I've seen both schools of thought where a coach might call that timeout so he has 2 shots at the end zone before
I get
kicking.
that too. I get that too. I mean, with 1 timeout left, I'm going to save it and only call it when it's time to kick the field goal.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the Mustangs do here as they have it 1st and goal at the 1 after the 9-yard run by Evan Baum.
Now, you know that they talked to the kids about this. They told them what the scenario is and what to do.
They come out in a 2 tight end set here with Watkins and Polk in the backfield. Wagner moves from the left to the right. Snap is back. Handoff to Polk, and he is going to take it into the end zone for the touchdown. The line just moved the line of scrimmage into the end zone, and Parker Polk has his 2nd score of the night, and the Mustangs do answer right back.
Once again, rewarding the guy that got you down there. Parker makes the big catch to get them in position to start to think about a touchdown, and then he's able to get it in from the 1. And again, Parker Polk, not disappointing. Rumble, young man, rumble.
Parker Polk, having gone over 1,000 yards on the season in this ball game, he only needed 27 yards coming into the night to reach that mark, but is well over that and is now into the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Hayden Rhodes on to kick the extra point. The snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 21 seconds to go in the first half, 35-7 Grapevine. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Mustangs scoring recap was 8 plays, 76.
Hey guys, this is Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're going to get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're going to be saving. Today we have the SilFab panel. It's a U.S. manufactured, comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranties in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're gonna knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection, and get them up and going with their system.
Hayden Rhodes lining up to kick things off. He kicks a squibber this time. It's picked up at the 28, and a return is on, coming to all the way across the field, around the corner up to the 40 to the 45. And a pretty solid return. Going to end up being about a 13, 14-yard return, as that was number 18 that time, Daniel Hardy, who picked up the squib kick, kind of bounced right up to him, and he came all the way across the field behind his line of blockers and was able to turn it up for about a 14-yard return.
Yeah, and this is nice field position if you're Wyatt. This gives you an opportunity with that quarterback and that arm to be able to take a couple of shots, at least to maybe get into field goal range.
Yeah, you are in position to at least try and get a deep shot. Only 14 seconds left in the half and one timeout left for Wyatt, but they're starting at their own 45-yard line.
You know what I'm going to say. Go to your big 6'3" guy. He's going to be double covered, but so what?
They're going to go with a 3-wide set here with a split backs in the shotgun, and we're going to have an offside free play. Barrett getting away from the pressure, and now he just heaves it down the field, but it's going to be way out of bounds. But again, it was a free play. The only negative is it took 6 seconds off the clock, so it'll get the 5 yards up to midfield, but now there's only 8 seconds left, time for 2 plays max.
Yeah, your options have just become very limited. It's really tough for a quarterback, too, that's right-handed to roll to his left, not get completely turned around with your hips and try to throw the ball downfield. He got good distance, but nowhere near accurate to be in the field of play.
It was Dalton Knapp who jumped off sides, kind of jumped the snap count a little bit and got caught in the neutral zone.
Oh, he wanted to blitz, no question. He wanted to get there. He just wanted to get there a little too early.
So the penalty moves the ball to midfield, 1st and 5 now, but the distance really doesn't matter. There's only 8 seconds left, and we'll see what the Chaparrals try to do. Not sure about the range on the kicker, Christian Ramos. Snap back to Barrett, drops back, gets away from pressure, and now he goes down. Devin Thomas, number 99, comes through and gets the sack and drops Barrett back at the 47-yard line. See where they mark this officially, but it's another sack for Devin Thomas.
He's been on a tear this year.
Yep, the timeout was quickly called by the Wyatt coaching staff with 1 second left in the half. So they'll give one last shot at a play. They do mark him at the 45. It's a loss of 5 on the play, and that'll set up one final shot here down the field, which we all know who this is probably going to. At least they're going to try to get it to him.
I would imagine. You're looking at a Hail Mary situation here.
Last time out.
With the time that he's had in the pocket, you just don't really have the time to go downfield the way you need to in this situation.
If you're the Wyatt coaches, you got to roll him out here on this play, don't you? I mean, just a waggle just to get him away from any kind of pressure.
I tell you, I'm either going to do that or I'm going to throw a screen to my fastest player and see what happens. One of those.
Not a bad idea either. So this will be the final play of the first half, barring a defensive penalty. It's at the Wyatt 45-yard line. Officially 2nd and 10.
See what they did now? They have trips over to the wide side, and they have Austin down here on the short side.
With a safety over the top of him with Holmes covering him.
That means you have numbers on the wide side.
Snap back to Barrett, and he's going to go towards the other side of the field, and he is going to overthrow everybody. Had a couple of receivers streaking with defenders for Grapevine with him, but the pass was just overshot, and it falls harmlessly incomplete, and we are at the half.
That was a pretty 55-yard throw, though.
It was.
That's strong on that quarterback has.
The Mustangs will go to the half leading the Wyatt Chaparrals 35-7 as Grapevine scored touchdowns on 5 of their 6 possessions. When we come back, we will have the Prosperity Bank halftime show. We'll give you the halftime performance of the Phillies and the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band. We'll also have my halftime interview I did earlier this week with senior wide receiver Caden Cook and senior tight end Hank Miller. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club. That last second quarter was brought to you by our friends at Fielder Park Dental. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show for you. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout, and saves you up to 40% on your energy bill. It's fast and easy to schedule your free Energy Attic audit. Simply visit energyattic.com and fill out the form. Virtual appointments are available as well. Now is the time to get your project started, so let Energy Attic show you how much you can love the comfort of your home. energyattic.com. Attic solutions to transform your life.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, president of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to greenleaf-roofing.com to find out how you can get your free quote. Greenleaf Roofing, the #1 choice for all your roofing needs.
Welcome back to the Prosperity Bank halftime show here from Scarborough-Handley Field in Fort Worth. Your halftime score, the Grapevine Mustangs lead the Wyatt Chaparrals 35-7. And right now, to get things started on halftime, we're going to take you down to the field and show you the performance of the Grapevine Phillies and the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band.
Meredith Maddox. The Phillies will be performing a powerful palm routine to Fireball. And those are our fabulous Phillies! The Phillies wish to extend a special thank you to our sponsors, Lifesong Studio, Sewell Motors, Costa Vida Colleyville, H2O, Louis Burgers, Fries and Shakes. And remember, go Grapevine! Now, please welcome to the field the Grapevine High School Marching Band.
Sorry. No, you're fine. No, you're fine.
Grapevine show is entitled Elements of Design, Line, Shape, Color. Musical selections include the following: Concerto Fantasy 2000 by Philip Glass, Real Rain by Randy Newman, and Silver Fanfare by Peter Boyer. Grapevine High School is proud to present drum majors Audrey Lucky, Randy Newman, Phil Kamar, and the Grapevine Mustang Band.
That is the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band, as well as the Grapevine Phillies drill team with their halftime performance. We're going to take a break here on the Prosperity Bank halftime show with your score, Grapevine leading Wyatt 35-7. When we come back, we'll listen to the halftime interview, the interview I did earlier this week with senior wide receiver Caden Cook and senior tight end Hank Miller. This is the Grapevine Mustangs football team presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, president of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
Here at Fielder Park Dental, relieving dental anxiety is the objective of our entire office staff. It starts from the person that answers their very initial call all the way through to the doctor that's providing treatment. A warm, friendly voice that's patient-centered, focused on what the patient's concerns are, is the very first place that we try to alleviate anxiety. All the way through to when the patient arrives, we have taken very good care of welcoming them and then bringing them out and making them feel like they're a part of the family. Because in this office, they actually are once they're here. And so when they come back to the back of the office, to the treatment chairs, their anxiety level is already lower. Now, when I walk in the room, I understand it goes up a little bit, but then I try to use a friendly tone with them and try to help them feel like they're in control. They can say stop at any point. To me, it's more relational than it is any small little pill we can give them or nitrous oxide. We can do those things, but to me, we can lower that anxiety level way before we ever get to that.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
This is freedom, a uniquely American way of life, where values are shaped by heavy lifting. This is Texas. This is America. This is Classic. Get the freedom to choose. Like Texas, Classic leads the way. The largest selection of Silverados at the #1 Chevrolet dealership in the nation. Reserve yours now at Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank. Real bankers, not just a bank.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, president of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
At 121, we love our Mustang football and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
Hey guys, it's Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're going to get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're going to be saving. Today we have the Silfab panel. It's a U.S. manufacturer. Comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranties in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're going to knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day off their job. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection, and get them up and going with their system.
Back here at Scarborough-Handley Field, your halftime score, Grapevine leading Wyatt by a score of 35-7. Jacob Dedamore here with Tim Smith of the Prosperity Bank halftime show. The Wyatt Band doing their halftime routine, which included a dance from some of the female students and their mothers for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Right now, though, we're going to go ahead and bring you an interview I did earlier this week at the Coach Mike Alexander show. I was able to sit down for a few minutes and talk to senior wide receiver Caden Cook and senior tight end Hank Miller, and we're going to bring you that interview right now here on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Jacob Dedamore back here on the Prosperity Bank halftime show, and I'm joined right now by two senior members of the offense, wide receiver Caden Cook and tight end Hank Miller. And the first thing I want to ask you guys is, you guys went through a big change in the offseason from an offense standpoint, going to this system you're running this year, and what it is involved for both of you is less action in the receiving game and a lot more responsibility in the run game with the blocking. What was that like for each of you guys as an adjustment?
Yeah, the past couple of years we've run a very pass-heavy offense, so it was definitely a big change-up, doing a lot of running, but, once we started working at it, at least the receivers, we kind of realized it wasn't that bad, and, we just take advantage of every opportunity we get to help in the run game, and our receiver coach, Coach Smith, says O-line blocks for first downs, but receivers block for touchdowns, so we're just out there trying to help block for touchdowns, make explosive plays.
Yeah, since the offense was new, we worked at it the entire offseason. We didn't have a spring ball season this year so that we could really get this offense down, since it was a big change to most of us. Obviously it's been pretty successful for us, and I think it fits our personnel and our team well, so I think it's a good change.
Now, what's it been like for you guys as a tight end and a wide receiver working? Coach DeBest has been here, of course, but now with him running the offense and running the show, what has been his message to guys at y'all's position?
Well, on top of being the offensive coordinator, he's the tight end position coach, so I spend a lot of time around him. And he has a lot of football knowledge, and it's really helpful when you have someone who has such experience with their eyes on you and perfecting your game and helping you improve and get better.
Yeah, kind of like what Hank said. He's probably the smartest football coach I've ever been around. So he sees.
Coach Alexander.
Yeah, but he sees everything. He sees every little detail, and he makes sure to fix it so we can be as perfect as possible. And it's a good thing, but sometimes it can be a little frustrating. But in the long run, it's definitely a good thing how technical he is.
Hank, you mentioned that Coach DeBest is your position coach. This year, you and Brady Wagner are on the field a lot together and having to work in tandem. How has that been for you two guys, and what is that like to have a guy out there in your same position group really trying to work together on plays?
It's nice having someone who has kind of the same responsibilities as you. We pretty much both know what we're doing every play, regardless who's in. it's kind of helpful having someone, because when we're in there at the same time, we communicate a lot about what our roles are and what the assignment is, because this offense can get pretty confusing. And so it's good having someone else who knows the same position out on the field at the same time.
Now, you guys being seniors, you've been through and seen a lot. What was it like being able to finally get that win over Heritage as a varsity player?
Yeah, it was awesome. After seeing the last 3 years, we kind of got killed all 3 years, so it was definitely a lot of fun to be the class that changes the environment around here and, help beat Colleyville for the first time. It was awesome.
Yeah, beating our rivals senior year, you can't ask for much more other than a state title. It was just a really good feeling, and yeah, like Hayden said, seeing the other classes, I didn't play much last Heritage game, and just being able to be a big part of the team that beat them this year is a really good feeling.
Being seniors and the historic nature of this program, I know you guys are in the day-to-day of it right now, the day-to-day, the week-to-week, but when you have time, do you ever think about what kind of legacy you might want to leave here for the guys that come behind you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think everybody's goal is to leave a legacy of a state championship, so I think ultimately that's what we're trying to do around here. And we've kind of been seen as a third-round team the past few years, so we're just trying to elevate the future classes to get past the third round, change the tone around here.
Yeah, I think kind of just lead by example for the younger kids, and like Caden said, go as far as we can in the playoffs, push past that third-round mark, leave our legacy where people remember our senior class.
That's senior wide receiver Caden Cook and senior tight end Hank Miller. We'll be back with more of the Prosperity Bank halftime show. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
This is freedom, a uniquely American way of life, where values are shaped by heavy lifting. This is Texas. This is America. This is Classic. Get the freedom to choose. Like Texas, Classic leads the way. The largest selection of Silverados at the #1 Chevrolet dealership in the nation. Reserve yours now at Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank. Real bankers, not just a bank.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Back here at Scarborough-Handley Field in East Fort Worth, Jacob Dedamore here along with Tim Smith. This is the Prosperity Bank halftime show where the Grapevine Mustangs lead the OD Wyatt Chaparrals by a score of 35-7. As these two teams battle it out to stay alive in the race for the district championship. Grapevine coming into tonight 4-0 in district play in 4-5A Division II. OD Wyatt at 3-1. Arlington Heights tied with Grapevine at 4-0. They're also undefeated on the season at 7-0. We do have one score update out of the district to report, and that is Poly is taking on Trimble Tech tonight. Poly, of course, winless on the season at 0-7. Trimble Tech coming in at 2-5, and right now the Parrots, a little bit surprising. They have an 8-0 lead over Trimble Tech at halftime, so we'll see how that score turns out. But here are some numbers from the first half of action. Grapevine, as the score would indicate, really dominated the action. 330 total yards of offense for Grapevine to 131 for OD Wyatt, and it's the ground attack once again for the Mustangs doing the job. As a team for the Mustangs, 239 yards on the ground.
They are led by, of course, Parker Polk, 15 carries for 81 yards in that first half and 2 touchdowns. Rondell Carradine, 3 carries for 60 yards and 2 scores, and, of course, 2 really incredible runs on just fantastic plays. One where he almost slipped and fell but kept his balance with his hand on the ground, and another one where he picked up a errant pitch from Evan Baum on a nice bounce and was able to take it into the end zone as the players are coming running out of BAM over on the far sideline and onto the field for the second half of play. C.J. Holmes had 2 carries in the first half for 47 yards, including a touchdown run. Reed Watkins, 5 carries for 32 yards. Sammy Kelly, Parker Polk, and Caden Cook each with a catch tonight, as the passing game hasn't been that necessary. Evan Baum, 3 for 5 for 91 yards, and did have the 1 interception in the first half. So Parker Polk with that catch has over 110 yards of total offense in that first half, Tim.
Yeah, it's been quite a little bit of dominance by the Grapevine offense. And coming into this is kind of what we expected, I think. We knew that although Wyatt has played, 6-1, they've won differently. They've won a lot of low-scoring games. They haven't given up a lot of points. But Grapevine scores a lot of points, and we knew Wyatt coming in hadn't scored as many points. And so I thought that was going to be the difference for them. And sure enough, Grapevine has done what they wanted to on the ground. They've had a little bit of success in the air, although not throwing it very often. But as this score gets further and further away, there was a rumor that we could see a senior play tonight that we haven't seen all year by the name of Colt Mercer. And that's what I'm going to wait to see for.
We will see what happens. Colt Mercer, who's been out all season with an injured knee that he tore his ACL back in spring practice, returned to practice this week for the Mustangs. We'll see if he enters the game tonight. The kickoff is high, caught at the 5-yard line and returnable. Up to the 10, 15, and he's going to get stopped short of the 20-yard line at about the 17, 18-yard line. That was number 12, Xavier Walker, on the return, and the Chaparrals are going to start inside their own 20-yard line here for the first possession, as we see Leighton Towery checking into the ball game for the first time tonight after he had to sit out the first half. So Leighton Towery getting in now and going to get some snaps here on defense. The Chaparrals, we did have one correction, interesting one for the Wyatt Chaparrals roster, as the 1 touchdown in the first half. We thought it was number 22. We thought the young man's name was Cornelius Modupe, but we have been corrected. That is actually a name that will ring the bell of Texas football fans. Javorsky Lane Jr., number 22 for the Wyatt Chaparrals, and now we have a flag coming in as we're going to have a false start on the first play. So number 22 for Wyatt is Javorsky Lane Jr. Javorsky Lane was a running back at Texas A&M from 2005 to 2008. Played for the Dolphins and the Bucks in the NFL. Javorsky Lane, partially famous because of his size at running back, checked in at 5'11" and over 270 pounds.
And I'll tell you, his family is taking up about a quarter of the bleachers here, right below us. All I see is Lane jackets and Lane shirts all over the place right below us.
Handoff on first down. They try to go up the middle. Does Quez Matkins. He's only going to get maybe a yard on first down from the 13 to the 14-yard line. So a gain of yard. Matkins actually had a solid first half, 5 carries for 42 yards in that first half. The quarterback, Cade Barrett, 6 of 14 for 97 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown, of course, going to Javorsky Lane Jr. in the first half. Second down, Barrett trying to get away, throws the ball out to the near side for Lane, and just a little bit too far out in front as Javorsky Lane Jr. was coming across the formation on a little drag route, and as Barrett stepped up, tried to flick it out to him and just a little too far out in front.
Yeah, it was a really good idea to get him the ball. He had a step on Mears there, but just a little bit too out in front. A good sportsmanship by Lane and Mears at the end of that as they get up and kind of dap hands a little bit as both of them kind of fell down and rolled on each other after the play was over. So you like to see that sportsmanship after the play.
That touchdown to Javorsky Lane in the first half was a 46-yard catch and run. So 3rd and 14 now for the Chaparrals at their own 14-yard line. 3 wide set, but now a flag comes in as we're going to have another false start. It was actually a pretty penalty-free first half. There were 3 on Grapevine, 4 on Wyatt in the first half penalty-wise, but you didn't really see any pre-snap penalties. Most of them were in play, in the action of plays. A couple of defensive holdings, pass interference plays, that kind of thing. No pre-snap penalties really in that first half.
2 back-to-back defensive holding calls on Grapevine in that first half. But you're right. It was, from a post-play perspective, free play perspective, not a lot of flags. And that's something to be proud about for both
Snap
sides.
back on 3rd and 19. Barrett now getting pressure, rolling to his right. He flings the ball up the sideline. That pass is going to be incomplete. Well played that time as he was trying to get the ball to his big wide receiver, Austin Watkins, but Major Hecht was right there with him, and they both went up for the ball, and the ball was knocked away, and we have a flag coming in from the umpire, the center judge, and it's going to be a holding penalty. The question was it in the end zone?
It is. That's a safety.
It was not. So, yeah, it was declined by Grapevine, so it'll be you know it wasn't a safety if they declined it. So it was a holding penalty outside of the end zone, and so the Mustangs will decline it and force the punt as the Mustang defense comes in and gets a 3-and-out.
Grapevine with a late substitution on the punt return team. But here's Parker at his own at Wyatt's 40-yard line. Not a good scene for Wyatt. You see Parker Pope waiting to return the punt at their 40-yard line.
And it has been Jaworski Lane Jr. doing the punting all night, number 22, who we had the incorrect name on, so we do apologize for that. Snap is back. This punt is a end-over-end line drive. It's going to hit. Polk will let it go. Takes a bit of a Wyatt roll and will get down at the 47-yard line of OD Wyatt. Solid punt. Ends up being a 39-yard punt for Wyatt, but the Mustangs will take over in plus territory at the Wyatt 47.
When you're punting out of your own end zone and Parker's back there at the 40 and you can pin him back at the 47, that's a really excellent job there on the punt team.
So the Mustangs come out. They're going to come out in 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, both wide receivers all set to the right side. Pistol formation with Polk in the backfield. Bomb in at quarterback, snap back, handoff to Polk, dancing up the middle, inside the 45, down to the 40. Gain of 7 yards on first down for Parker Polk, who again had 81 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns in that first half, plus a 32-yard catch.
And look who's leading the way. Tight end Hank Miller, who we talked to at halftime. Nice little block. He was the one getting off the pile, helping Parker up.
Caden Cook talked about it in that halftime interview that they've been told in this new offense this year that they had to get used to receivers. Line blocks for first down, receivers block for touchdowns, and we saw Caden Cook do just that in the first half. Handoff on second down, handoff to Reed Watkins up the middle, and he'll get the yardage for the first down as he just powers his way inside the 40 down to the 35 for a gain of 5 yards.
It's been fun to watch the growth of Reed Watkins. We saw him force the 2D last year when they pulled him up from JV late in the year. And then this year, he has just blossomed into just a fantastic running back. We saw flashes last year, and wow, he has really come on the scene this season.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 35-yard line of Wyatt. 2 minutes into the second half. Snap back, little option pitch. Carradine has it inside the 30, and he's going to just get brought down. I thought he was going to bust that one all the way to the end zone, but a Wyatt defender got a piece of jersey and was able to hang on and pull him down from behind. I believe that was 26, Elijah Elamine, maybe? 42, sorry.
Javion Parker.
Yep, Javon Parker.
And he's got to be fast because we know Carradine's about the fastest Mustang there is, and he was gone, we thought. And he just reached out, grabbed that jersey, and
24-yard run for Carradine down to the 11, 1st and 10. Carradine coming in motion this time on first down. Handoff to Polk going around the left side, inside the 5 and into the corral for the touchdown. 3rd score of the night from Parker Polk, this one from 11 yards out. And the Mustangs get a stop on defense to start the quarter and take the ball into the end zone on the first possession offensively here in the second half.
And Braden Johnson, number 72, he was the escort that time as he pulled around, just makes a heck of a block. He's on the ground face first, and Parker's in the end zone. You know that's a great job.
Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and this kick is good. 9:15 to go in the third quarter. The Mustangs lead 42-7. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Mustangs 4 plays, 47 yards, 11 yards.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. When the time comes to sell your vehicle, we'll buy it for full market value, not a penny less. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. True market value for your vehicle. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're...
The kickoff from Hayden Rose, good hang time, caught at the 7 and returnable up to the 50. The ball's on the ground, but it looks like Wyatt was able to recover it out at their own 19-yard line.
Close to disaster there, Jacob. They look like they were going to run a little bit of a reverse, or the two return men kind of run into each other, and then the fumble there, he's lucky to be able to have that ball bounce right back to him.
My apologies.
I believe that may have been number 18, Daniel Hardy. Not 100% sure. Couldn't quite get the number on the return man.
The numbers are tough out here tonight.
There's number 12, Xavier Walker on the return. It's going to be a 12-yard return to the 19. That's where the Chaparrals will start this next possession. Coming out with two receivers right, single receiver left. Quest Madkins, the tailback. Snap back, play action, and this time Barrett just rolling to his right. Actually, that's not Barrett. It's a different player who takes it, tries to get around the right end, and only gets up to the 20-yard line. That is number 22, Jaworski Lane Jr., who came in and took the snap at quarterback that time, as Wyatt tried to trick things up a little bit.
That's a great job for the Grapevine defense to string that out. I mean, they got into the backfield pretty quickly. Did Dalton Knapp, but he got taken care of, but the rest of his friends came in and helped corral that play.
Ends up being a gain of 2 out to the 21, 2nd and 8. Now Barrett is at quarterback. He takes a low snap and rolls immediately to his left. Still rolling. He fires the ball up the field, but out of bounds. Great coverage on the play, trying to get the ball to number 11, D'Artagnan Crawford, but he was double covered, and Barrett may have just thrown that one away.
Yeah, he did all he could do on that. There was a corner blitz coming from CJ on the left side. He rolls to his left. CJ's coming from his right. Dalton Knapp was there as well, coming from his linebacker position, so a lot of pressure in his face. Receiver was double covered. Good idea just to throw that away and live for the next play.
3rd and 8 now for the Chaparrals at their own 21. They're going to come out in a 4-wide set this time. Trips left, single receiver right. Snap is back. Barrett rolling to his left. He's going to fire one deep up the far sideline. Has a man, and that pass is incomplete. The pass was there, a great throw by Barrett, and it went off the hands of the wide receiver. That was number 4, Jeremiah Boone, and he got up slow after that, but I think that was more him, just his pride being hurt by dropping that pass.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Jacob, I'm watching the live feed, which is just a little bit delayed. Had he caught the ball, he was out of bounds.
So, was he?
So
okay.
He doesn't need to be too upset. He
didn't have those feet in bounds.
No, he had his second foot was already on the white line when the ball was in his hands. That was a tremendous throw, though.
I still would have liked to see him catch it, just to even if it was out of bounds, just to reward Cade Barrett, because that was probably his best throw of the night.
It was a tremendous throw down the sideline, rolling to his left. And again, I always say this, it's really tough for a quarterback who's a right-hander to roll to his left and get those hips turned around.
Snap is back, and it's a fake punt. It's Jaworski Lane Jr., and he's going to get the first down. Jaworski Lane Jr.
He's the punter.
He's been punting all night. This time he took the snap and immediately took off to his right for an end around, for not really an end around, but a sweep on the fake, and it was executed well. Good blocking by Wyatt. He got the corner and got up the field for a first down. Needed 8 yards on the play, got 10.
Just don't think anyone saw that coming. Nope. I mean, up in your own part of your own end zone.
When you're down 42-7, what do you got to lose?
Gutsy call it is.
Yep. So the drive stays alive for the Chaparrals after the 10-yard run by Jaworski Lane Jr. Late player checking in as the play clock is down to 5. Going to make it a 4-wide set here on first down. Snap is in time. Handoff to Matkins. Going around the right to the left side, and he is going to get nowhere. He's actually going to get dropped for a loss as Tyler Mears, along with a whole gaggle of Grapevine defenders, including Latham Way, stop Madkins behind the line as he could not find any room for a loss of a yard.
Just nowhere to go, and that's been the story a lot for the run game tonight for OD Wyatt. This Grapevine defensive line and linebackers, their front seven is always strong, and they've really brought it tonight on the run game.
2nd and 11 now at the 30, staying in that 4 wide set, and we're going to have a flag down. We'll see if this is a false start. It is. I thought Dalton Knapp may have caused.
Right, but
thought Dalton Knapp may have caused a jump, but no, they're going to say there was movement beforehand. So back it up 5 yards to the 25. This quarter brought to us by our friends at Classic Chevrolet. Classic Chevrolet, relax, enjoy the difference. That moves the ball back to the 25-yard line to make it 2nd and 16. As Wyatt stays in that 4 wide set, traditional 4 wide set. Snap back, a little bubble screen, passes off the hands of the intended wide receiver, D'Artagnan Crawford. Passes a little bit high, and he went up and tried to one-hand it. Now, I will say this, even if he catches it, he had a defender coming in to make a big hit. I believe that was Tyler Mears who was tracking him quickly.
Well, Hunter Lasher was there too. So
Hunter Lasher was there as well.
I mean, that might have been a business decision to let that ball go off his hand because he was about to get clobbered.
That incompletion makes it 3rd and 16 now at the 25-yard line. 7:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 4 wide set, shotgun snap back, pass over the middle. It's caught by Austin Watkins. Breaks a tackle, but is going to get brought down as soon as he spins out of that tackle. He was hit by multiple Grapevine defenders, including Major Hecht and Latham Way and Tyler Mears. They just met him. It was a confluence of Mustangs at the receiver. It was nice. It was a nice little play design there. Barrett faked the bubble screen and then came back over the middle on a quick slant to Austin Watkins, who made the catch and made the first man miss. Gain of 11 sets up 4th and 5, and the Chaparrals are going to go.
I love the play. They ran that play on the first pass play earlier in the game in the 1st quarter. I was waiting for them to come back to it. It's a little option.
4th and 5, little swing pass, and the pass is caught by Crawford up to the 40, 45, and a little shoulder shiver at that time by Crawford.
And when it
flexing a little bit.
When it works, called again. So this time, 2 defenders go with Austin on the slant, leaving the bubble man by himself, and now you just hit the bubble. It's not an RPO, but it's a simple read for the quarterback. You're throwing either the slant or the bubble based on where the defense goes.
11 yards on the play, and another 4th down conversion for the Chaparrals. They're at their own 46, 1st and 10. Hand off to Madkins. He gets the corner around the left end, across midfield and down to the 47-yard line, a gain of 7 yards on 1st down, and now Wyatt's got a little rhythm going offensively, and they're starting to move the ball. The fake punt kind of got them going on this drive.
Yeah, the momentum has certainly shifted, and that little shoulder shimmy at the end got this crowd engaged.
2nd and 3, little bubble screen caught by D'Artagnan Crawford. Makes one man miss, and he'll get the 1st down. Was able to put a nice move on Hunter Lasher and get a few yards after the catch on the bubble screen. It's going to be a gain of 4 down to the 44-yard line of Grapevine to move the chains.
Once again, they ran that slant bubble option play.
Now they're going tempo, and here's a deep pass up the far sideline, and that pass is going to be out of bounds, just too far out of bounds that time, as Barrett was once again trying to hook up with Jeremiah Boone, and this pass, just no chance for Boone to make the catch.
No chance at all. So that time you have the slant bubble combination here on the short side, but he had the 2 deep routes on the wide side. That's where he decided to go.
I tell you what, I'm impressed with what the Wyatt coaches are doing offensively on this drive. Oh, we have a flag on the play, and apparently there was a penalty.
They called pass interference on Grapevine.
Well, it's only a 5-yard penalty, so they must have been something at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that's going to be a 1st down and 5. Maybe it was an offside penalty. I'm not sure. Snap back, 1st and 5. Pass over the middle, caught by Austin Watkins, and he is dragging a couple of tacklers inside the 30. Just got hit on a good pass on the quick slant, all the way down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
They're wearing that play out now. They feel they're having success with it, and they're just going to continue to run that well until Grapevine figures out a way.
And they're running tempo right now to not give Grapevine too much time to adjust. 1st and 10 at the Grapevine 29, officially a gain of 10. Low snap, but picked up. Madkins with the handoff, breaking tackles and gets inside the 25, down to the 21. Strong run by Quest Madkins for 8 yards.
Now that's something they didn't have have in the first half with rushing yards. So getting that run game going with the tempo has been a big thing for them in this drive.
Madkins again takes the handoff. This time he gets met right at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was number 49, Tatum Evans, I believe, on the tackle. Yep, that was Tatum Evans, number 49, on the tackle. Met Madkins at the line of scrimmage, got dragged forward for a yard, 3rd and 1. Low snap on 3rd down. Pass is caught on the bubble screen. It'll be a first down to Jaworski Lane Jr. as the blocking was solid there on that play, and they got it down to the Grapevine about the 15-yard line before he gets taken out of bounds. They're going to say the 16-yard line, so it's a gain of 4, but it still moves the chains. And now it's an official timeout as I think we have a Wyatt player down on the sideline. Is that Lane Jr.? He did kind of get spun down on that play, so he might have injured an ankle. I'll tell you what, as they tend to him, the players are taking a knee. We'll go ahead and take this timeout with them. 4:47 to go in the third quarter. Grapevine up 42-7. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. When the time comes to sell your vehicle, we'll buy it for full market value, not a penny less. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. True market value for your vehicle. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi, folks. Champion.
After the timeout, Jaworski Lane Jr. comes off on his own power, so it's 1st and 10 for the Chaparrals at the 16. The snap goes underneath Barrett. It's still loose. It's picked up by Madkins. He breaks a tackle, and he is still going, and he gets back to near the line of scrimmage and ends up still losing a couple of yards, but he saved what could have been disaster for the Chaparrals. The snap basically was a worm burner and went under the legs of Cade Barrett. Barrett tried to dive on it. Good thing for Wyatt he didn't, because Madkins just picked up the ball and just got what he could.
Took off, and you know what? Made a mistake. I made a mistake. That was actually D'Artagnan Crawford that was injured.
Oh, D'Artagnan Crawford, 11, not 22.
Not number 22, so my mistake.
2nd and 12 on the quick option, and Barrett's going to keep it on the speed option and get it into the end zone for the touchdown. They line up quickly on 2nd and 12 and go speed option to the wide side of the field, as Tim is much happier when it goes to the wide side. And Barrett faked the pitch and kept it and just tucked it up into the end zone for a Chaparral touchdown.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, where was this offensive tempo and where was all this explosion earlier in the game for Wyatt? They're probably asking themselves that. Grapevine's going to have to get to the sideline and get that figured out.
18-yard touchdown run from Cade Barrett gets them on the board for the first time here in the second half. Snap is down. The extra point is blocked, and it is no good, as the kick that time from number 32, Christian Ramos, is no good. So the Grapevine leads now 42-13 with 3:43 to go here in the third quarter. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. When the time comes to sell your vehicle, we'll buy it for full market value, not a penny less. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. True market value for your vehicle. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're not giving them the tools to fix them. And so that's one of our main goals here at Field Park.
The Kickoff is caught around the 10-yard line by C.J. Holmes. He gets out past the 25 to about the 27, and that's where Grapevine will take over. That last touchdown drive for the Chaparrals was their best one of the night. Started at their own 18, got backed up because of a penalty, and they still end up putting the end zone. 2 4th-down conversions on that drive. One on a fake punt by Jaworski Lane Jr., another on a nice catch by D'Artagnan Crawford, and the Chaparrals used that ground game and tempo and punched it into the end zone.
And the fake punt really is what gave them the momentum to really take that drive on, right? Because without that fake punt, none of that happens.
Split back set on 1st down out of the shotgun. Snap back, handoff up the middle. Reed Watkins picking his way forward up to the 30, 35, and he's going to get about 10 yards. Looks like, yep, they're going to give him exactly 10 and move the chains as Reed Watkins with a nice strong run on 1st down.
Again, Reed Watkins, I keep talking about him coming up from JV last year. We got to see him in his first game action. And here he is. All this season has really been an integral part of this run game.
So 1st and 10 now at the 37-yard line after the 10-yard run by Watkins. 3:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun snap back. This time Polk takes the handoff up past the 40, out to the 42, 43-yard line. Good solid gain for Parker of 6 yards on 1st down.
Big 72, he's got a little limp in his giddy up as he gets up, and we'll see if coaches make a move for him, the big defensive tackle that's been clogging up holes all day.
Yeah, big number 72, DeAndre James.
He's going to try to gut it out.
2nd and 4 now for the Mustangs at their own 43. Trips receivers, 3 receivers to the left. Now Carradine goes in motion, snap back, handoff, Polk up the middle, going to get met at the line and get spun forward for a gain of about 2. Nice tackle on the play that time by the junior linebacker, number 6, Zachariah Mitchell.
Good tackle, good run by Parker. They're not trying to do anything extravagant right now. Just get a couple yards and keep the drive going, keep the ball on your side, and let this clock tick away.
2:10 to go now here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 2 now for the Mustangs at their own 45. 2 tight ends, single wide receiver in the formation. Snap back, handoff to Watkins. He's going up the middle, and he's going to have enough for the 1st down. Picks his way forward, going over left guard that time. Gets about 4 yards before he's brought down at the 48-yard line. But it's a gain of 3 and a 1st.
Running right behind number 71, big Travis Mason.
And unfortunately, Watkins, something happened on that tackle. He's limping off the field now, so he'll check out. Rondell Carradine and Caden Cook both check in as Hank Miller checks out as well. Looks like they're going to spread things out a little bit here with 3 wide receivers now. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 48-yard line. They actually go with a 2-back, 2-wide set. Snap back, handoff. Parker Polk gets hit at the line. He's going to get dropped after only a gain of a yard. Nice job that time getting into the gaps and into the backfield by the defense of the Chaparrals.
The whole defense was in the backfield. You can't really point out one person because they did that as a team effort. That front seven's been pretty good tonight.
We do have some reserve linemen in right now. Never mind. Check that. I thought we had a couple of reserve linemen in. We do not. My bad.
Do that again.
Happens. 2nd and 9 now at the 49. 3 wide set to the left, single receiver right. Carradine in the slot, and now he comes in motion. Snap back, play action, bomb. Going to fire one out to the near side. It's caught by Cook. It's going to be near a 1st down. He gets wrapped up immediately after he makes the grab. We'll see where they mark this. He caught that pass. They're going to mark him about a yard short of the 1st down. They're going to say he's caught at the 43. Oh, wow, 44. That's a bit of a poor spot, but okay. 7-yard catch for Caden Cook. Didn't give him forward progress on that.
No.
2 yards short of the 1st down.
Hey, that marker wrong.
2nd catch of the game by Caden Cook. Sets up a 3rd and 2 now from the Wyatt 44, but that's going to run things down here as the play clock is behind the game clock, and the Mustangs are going to go ahead and let this go to the end of the 3rd quarter. And that is the horn right there. So we are through 3 quarters. We go to the 4th. Grapevine leads Wyatt 42-13. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to Greenleaf.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter, handoff up the middle. It's going to be a first down, as taking that was Parker Polk. Gets only about 3 yards, but that's all he really needed to move the chains and get the first down, as that end of quarter timeout was pretty quick. Gotta say.
Well, they've been moving quick tonight, Jacob. I think the refs have somewhere to be.
Gain of 3 down to the 41. First and 10 for the Mustangs at the Wyatt 41-yard line. Mustangs leading 42-13 here in the ball game as we get to the fourth quarter. First down, handoff to Polk again, trying to dance his way forward. He gets wrapped up from behind. Going to be a gain of a yard. But, man, he just got corralled that time, and I believe that was number 42, the defensive lineman, senior defensive lineman, Javon Parker. They're going to officially say no gain. As you normally don't see Parker just get basically reeled in like that by somebody.
Pretty fast, and they've been keeping it on Parker most of the night tonight. Parker's had a couple of really nice runs. Of course, he's been in the end zone a few times, but they've been keeping in on him for sure.
Second and 10 for the Mustangs. 2 backs, Polk and Carradine. Behind Baum. Speed option, pitch to Carradine, makes the pitch, gets the corner inside the 30, and he is going to walk this into the corral for a touchdown. Beautifully executed speed option that time. Carradine took it, had a gap, and just turned on the Jets. 41 yards to the house. It's the 3rd rushing touchdown of the night for Rondale Carradine.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, they handled that pretty good, did OD Wyatt, but that pitch at the very last second, the Baum is so famous for. They get the ball to your fastest guy and just let him run down the sideline.
So just like they did earlier after a Wyatt touchdown, the Grapevine offense answers right back, as Carradine and Parker Polk both now have 3 rushing touchdowns of the night, and Polk and Carradine are both over 100 yards rushing on the evening.
Well, depending on what happens with the next series for OD Wyatt, that could be the last we see of the 2 of them.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. 49-13 Grapevine. You're listening to Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
Kickoff from Hayden Rhodes is a deep one, caught at the goal line, and they're going to return it up to the 5, the 10, and then getting to about the 14-yard line before getting wrapped up is the return man, number 4, Jeremiah Boone. Great coverage that time by the Mustang special teams as they pin the Chaparrals inside the 20.
Great job again by the Grapevine kickoff team. That's what we're used to. So like I say, when we see teams return the ball to the 40-yard line, it's a little uncharacteristic but that was a much better job by the kickoff team.
The Mustangs tonight have two running backs with over 2 players with over 120 yards rushing. That 41-yard touchdown by Carradine gives him 125 yards rushing tonight and 3 touchdowns on only 5 carries. First attempt for the Chaparrals at their own 15. The shotgun snap is back. Handoff on first down up the middle by Madkins. He's going to get across the 20 to the 21. A gain of 6 on first down for Quest Madkins, who's had a solid night on the ground. He's popped a couple of nice runs. Second down and 4 now at the 21 as Wyatt does tempo, and now we have a stoppage of play. It looks like Grapevine called timeout. They were not set defensively. We got the second team defense for the most part in right now, and they were not getting set up, and I think the coaching staff wanted to check in with them on the tempo. Let's get some things together if they're going to run tempo. We'll get you the names of the players that have all checked in here in just a moment. As I was saying, Rondell Carradine tonight and Parker Polk both have had huge games. Carradine, his receiving stats, a lot of his what looks like receiving stats are rushing stats. 5 carries, $125, and 3 scores.
I was going to say, what's so impressive about the running stats for Carradine and Polk is last year both of them were wide receivers, and this year Carradine is doing
Polk
both.
Mixed it up. He played a little bit.
He
played both.
He was forced in the running back duty last year. And this year they felt with his speed and quickness, and because we're going to be a running team, we need to get the ball into his hands, right? So he comes down from a slot receiver down to playing running back and just excelling. Same with Carradine.
Parker Polk tonight, 22 carries, 122 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Snap back on second down. Pass out to the far side. It's incomplete. Had a man open, did Barrett. It was number 11, D'Artagnan Crawford, had him open, but the pass, as he's rolling to his right, was just a little too far out in front, and D'Artagnan Crawford couldn't get to it.
Yeah, once again, Barrett has an extremely strong arm. The problem is his feet aren't always planted, and then that strong arm can get in the way a little bit, and it's causing a little inaccuracy.
This fourth quarter brought to you by our friends at Bottle Cap Alley Ice House Grill. 3rd and 4 now for the Chaparrals at their own 21. Snap back to Barrett. He's dropping back now. He's trying to roll away from late pressure, and he just flings that ball out of bounds. As coming in to pressure him that time was number 70, and number 70, Daniel Campos, who has checked in. Leighton Towery in the game because he didn't get to play in the first half, but he's out there with mostly the second team defense. Daniel Campos got some late pressure. Maybe that was Towery who got the pressure.
I thought it was.
I think you're right. I think it was Leighton Towery who got the late pressure there and forced Barrett to throw it away, and it's 4th and 4, and the Chaparrals will go for it at their own 21-yard line. Trips right, single receiver left. Snap is back. Play action. Pass over the middle is juggled and then caught for the first down. Just a little quick hitch route. He finds number 11, D'Artagnan Crawford. Crawford almost dropped it, but was able to corral it for a gain of 6 and a first down. Snap back. Handoff on tempo. Madkins takes the handoff. Goes over left guard. Plows through a couple of tacklers and then is gang tackled out at the 32 after a gain of 5 that time. Grapevine defenders in on that play include number 40, Hudson Blake, as well as number 37, Maddox Stanley.
What a load.
He's a big kid.
It took the entire defense to take him down.
Little swing pass bubble screen on 2nd and 5, and D'Artagnan Crawford's going to get wrapped up immediately. Not making the tackle, but making the play was Ezekiel Brown, number 12, as he got to Crawford as soon as he caught it. Crawford slipped away, but that gave time for these Grapevine teammates to come up and gang tackle him for a loss of 2.
Yeah, it's good to see Crawford back in the game. We saw him here on the sideline. He got hurt a series ago. They had his shoulder pads off, but good to see him back in the game making plays.
3rd and 7 at the 30 now for the Chaparrals. 8:22 and counting. Snap back, handoff to Madkins up the middle. Breaks a couple of tackles outside the 35, the 40, running strong and powerful all the way out to the 45-yard line. A 15-yard run from Quest Madkins, showing strength and power before he is finally gang tackled by a couple of defenders from Grapevine, including number 12, Ezekiel Brown, who got up kind of slow after that.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you?
I would get up slow too if I was trying to tackle number 8. He is a big kid, and he is running through this defense.
Quest Matkins, the senior, is listed at 6 foot 185, but he sure runs bigger than that.
Yeah, he doesn't look 185 from here.
Snap back speed option on first down to the short side. Easy pitch, and Matkins gets all the way into Grapevine territory. We're going to have a late tackle out of bounds. See where they marked him out of bounds. It's going to be an 11-yard run to the Grapevine 44, and then we're going to tack on some more for it. I don't know if it was a late hit, but they just kind of rode him out of bounds on that play.
I don't know that it wasn't malicious in any way. Like you say, they were just trying to get him down.
Yeah.
And Ezekiel Brown had to take himself out now, and he is sitting down, and now he is laying down on the Grapevine sideline.
Checking back in at cornerback is number 13, Darion Burns. The 15-yard penalty moves it to the 29 after the 11-yard run by Matkins. 1st and 10, trips right, snap back. Another speed option, but it's going to be a run. Barrett makes a man miss and then gets out of bounds inside the 30. He was chased out of bounds that time by number 42, Peyton Baxter for Grapevine, but not before he got a couple of yards. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds. Marked him out inside the 30. Actually, they're only going to give him credit for a yard on that run, so nice job by the Grapevine defense to not allow Barrett to get much more.
That strung out the play there and forced him to get out of bounds.
Nice pursuit by Peyton Baxter on that play. So 2nd and 9 now at the 28. As again, Chaparrals running tempo, getting up to the line, making the play call. 3 wide set, snap back. It's going to be a handoff coming around the far right side. Strung out wide and getting dropped for no gain, maybe a yard. No, they're actually maybe a loss of a yard. Coming up to make the tackle, number 31, Cameron McCauley. As Grapevine did a great job on that little zone replay. They tried to run a sweep to the wide side of the field, and Grapevine just strung it out and dropped him for a loss of a yard.
Sure did, and Ethan Mayday was in there as well. He had to come in and help clean that up.
Boy, I tell you what, give credit also Redmond Webb.
Yes.
Redmond Webb came up from his cornerback spot and made that play. Strung out. That was Javorski Lane Jr. who took the handoff. And again, Webb didn't make the tackle, but he made the play. 3rd and 10 now at the 29. Shotgun snap back. Dodging pressure, stepping up into the pocket, and now trying to get away. Gets rid of the ball. The pass is caught. Nice job that time by Barrett, the quarterback, finding Javorski Lane Jr. on the scramble drill, and it's a 10-yard catch and a first down. Great play that time by Cade Barrett.
It sure was. The score doesn't reflect it, but this Cade Barrett kid, he's got something. He's about one of the most elusive quarterbacks that they've played so far at Grapevine.
And he's only a junior. He'll be back next year for Wyatt.
Barrett, again, he's got that strong arm. If he could just learn a little bit of mechanics, get those feet set when he's throwing the ball, I think he'll turn into a tremendous player.
10-yard catch to Lane, moves the chains. 1st and 10 at the 19 of Grapevine. Snap back, handoff coming around the left end, inside the 15, down to the 10. That handoff was to number 12, Xavier Walker, as he came in out of the slot, almost like a little jet sweep action right there. Got around the left side down to near the 15-yard line. That is where they mark him out, so a gain of 4 yards on first down for Xavier Walker.
Now you're in a 2nd and manageable, right? Only 2nd and 6. You like those 4 or 5 yards on first down every time.
And, of course, this will be 4-down territory for Wyatt. 1st to 2nd and 6 to 15. Snap back. This time Barrett pulls the ball out and goes up the middle, gets inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. Great job by Cade Barrett that time. Really kept that ball in the gut of his running back. Walker pulled it out at the last second and went right up the middle and got a solid gain all the way down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal.
Yeah, he's going to read the defense here. He's going to read the front, and the linebackers kind of flow with the run to the right, so that alerts the quarterback to keep the ball and just go up the middle where the linebackers are vacated.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line. We're under 6 minutes to go here in the ball game. 3 wide set for the Chaparrals with a tight end and 1 running back. Shotgun snap is low, but corralled by Barrett. He's going to fire one towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Tried to hit a quick slant for his receiver out of the slot.
Heck of a breakup by number 31.
That was number 11.
Cameron McCulley, the 6 foot, 205 senior DB. He gets in there, and without that pass breakup, that's a touchdown. So, heck of a play.
D'Artagnan Crawford was the intended wide receiver on the quick slant. It was a throw. Barrett put it where it needed to be to have a chance to be caught, through it low, and because the defender was behind him. Just couldn't come up with the catch. 2nd and goal now at the 7-yard line. Snap, another low snap to Barrett. The flags come in this time, though, and we're going to have a false start to back it up 5 yards. Last couple of snaps to Barrett have been down around his feet, and really have kind of thrown the timing off on the play a little bit.
Yeah, you had a couple of high snaps earlier in the game. Now we've got a couple of low snaps. Got to get that corrected. The quarterback needs the ball in his hands every time.
Now the referees are now having a discussion. Thought this was a false start. We had 2 or 3 officials throw flags here, but they're discussing this. Let's see what the actual call is. Actually, they're going to say it was a neutral zone infraction, not a false start. So that'll go against Grapevine and move it half the distance to the goal, which means it'll be just inside the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal now. Now Wyatt lining up very quickly. They've got their play ready. Shotgun snap again low, but picked up by Barrett. Dances his way forward and into the end zone for the touchdown. Cade Barrett with his 2nd touchdown run in consecutive possessions, and he puts the Chaparrals, gets them another 6 points on the board.
We're going to have a post-play penalty on OD Wyatt.
After the play, we have unsportsmanlike conduct against OD Wyatt.
One of the offensive linemen was making a block well after the touchdown, and then he followed the Grapevine defender all the way across the field talking in his ear. That's going to grab you a flag every time.
Touchdown will still be on the board, but we'll see if this penalty is assessed here on the extra point or if they're going to assess it on the kickoff. Looks like Grapevine will just assess it on the kickoff.
Makes sense.
So the 4-yard touchdown run stands from Cade Barrett. Again, his 2nd touchdown in as many possessions. And it's now 49-19, and the Chaparrals will go for 2 here with 5:24 to go. Try to get it up to 21 points. Man goes in motion, low snap. Barrett comes in, pass in over the middle, and is it hung on to? It is. It's caught. Austin Watkins goes up high, lined up kind of at like that tight end position we saw him line up at earlier. Just ran a little curl route into the end zone. The throw was high, but right where Watkins could get it, and the 2-point conversion is successful. And it looks like Watkins got banged up on the play.
Yeah, he is not feeling fantastic. You could tell he took a shot to the ribs perhaps, and he's kind of trying to walk that off in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he went out of the back of the end zone after making that catch, and he is slowly walking over towards the Wyatt sideline. So the 2-point conversion is good. Touchdown run of 4 yards by Cade Barrett. The 2-point conversion, a pass from Barrett to Austin Watkins, makes it 49-21 now with 5:24 to go in the ball game. As Wyatt, nice job that time putting back-to-back solid drives together offensively. That one was against mostly second-teamers from Grapevine on defense, but, still good execution on that drive from Wyatt.
Yeah, what impresses me is, you're in a situation where really time's not going to allow you to make the full comeback, but they are playing out here with their hearts on the line. Yep. They are not quitting whatsoever, and you can tell why they're a 6-1 team out here playing their hearts out.
Playing hard and playing strong here in this second half despite the score. And that penalty, the unsportsmanlike conduct backs it up to the 25-yard line for this kickoff. Grapevine has the hands team in, anticipating the onside kick. Kicker approaches it, and he actually boots it over the top. There is one man deep. It's C.J. Holmes. He has the ball go back. He picks it up on the bounce at the 15. Now coming around up the near sideline to the 25-30, and then steps out of bounds at about the 33. Good job by C.J. Holmes to track that ball, even though he wasn't able to get to the ball in the air. He followed it, made sure he got it, picked it up, secured it, and then got what he could out to the 33.
Yeah, he's just got a ton of speed. So Wyatt's so little fortunate that he was caught up on the short side of the field here, because he does come with a lot of speed. He gets to that open field. He's hard to bring down.
Ended up being about a 17-yard return. He picked that up around the 16-yard line off the bounce. Got it out to the 33, so Grapevine will take over. 5:11 to go in the ball game. We have Harrison Hackbarth checking in now at quarterback. DeMontrez Dunn in at one tailback, and I can't quite see who it is in there with him. Shotgun snap back to Hackbarth, handoff up the middle, across the 31 to the 32. I believe that is number 36, Caleb Bell, in at the other running back spot with DeMontrez Dunn. He'll take the handoff, get about a yard and a half before he's brought down. So Caleb Bell getting some snap time here. Number 44 for Wyatt, Franklin Holloway on the tackle there. Grapevine, of course, in no hurry now. They'll let the play clock run down inside of about 5 seconds before they snap this ball. 2nd and 9 now at the 34. Number 2, Darius Burns in at one wide receiver spot. Shotgun split back set here on 2nd down. Snap back to Hackbarth. Handoff up the middle. Across the 35 to the 36. I believe that was DeMontrez Dunn that time who took the handoff. Yes, it was. Gain of 2 yards. Grapevine keeping it simple.
And you assume they would at this point of the game. Although Hackbarth, we know, he's got a really good arm. He can throw the ball over the field. I don't expect they'll do much of that. Although 3rd and long here, you could go for a first down pass.
3rd and 7 after the 2-yard gain by DeMontrez Dunn. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. The Mustangs on their way to going to 7-1 and 5-0 in district play. Again, shotgun split back set, handoff. Nope, it's a speed option play. No, never mind, it was a handoff. I thought he kept it. Thought Hackbarth kept it, but he didn't. And pushing back DeMontrez Dunn, he was only able to didn't even get to the line of scrimmage, actually. He got dropped for a loss of a yard. As that time, Wyatt was able to get penetration into the backfield, and the Mustangs, for the first time tonight, are going to be forced to punt.
Well, that drive just didn't get you anywhere. You get a couple of minutes off the clock, but now we have a timeout.
Yep, the Wyatt coaching staff takes their first time out of the half. We'll take it with them. 3:16 to go. You're listening to Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
Leighton Towery in with the punt. He gets a nice spiral punt up the sideline on the rugby-style kick. See where they mark this out. They're going to mark it out at the 24-yard line, not the 19.
Yeah,
still.
That ball just sailed out of bounds a little too early on him, but it was a
41-yard punt by Leighton Towery that time. Had a nice spiral on it and everything. Beautiful kick by Leighton Towery. And the Chaparrals will take over at their own 24. As
it's a good thing they didn't have to punt in the first half.
Yeah. They forced the Mustangs to punt for the first time tonight. That means the Wyatt offense will take over at their own 24. 1st and 10, they're going to go with a stack formation, trip stack formation on the left. Single wide receiver right here on 1st and 10. 3:14 to go in the ballgame. Snap back to Barrett. He's looking to his left. Now he gets flushed to his right. He's going to throw one over the middle, and that pass is almost intercepted. Number 46, Ethan Madej, looked like he was going to pick that ball off, and it just went right through his fingertips.
I don't think he expected the ball to hit him in the hands, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Barrett that time was kind of throwing that off his back foot while moving backwards and just couldn't get much on it. And Madej nearly had himself a pick.
If you're Wyatt and you're looking to make a push here, you don't have a lot of time.
Same formation here on 2nd and 10 at the 24. Barrett takes the shotgun snap, little quick bubble screen to Jaworski Lane Jr., and actually they're blowing this head. Going to have a false start. The head linesman on the far side of the field, somebody moved early on the side of the formation away from where the play went, and it killed the play before it got started, and it was actually looking like going to be a nice little bubble screen to Jaworski Lane Jr.
Yeah, he was the last guy on the stack there, so you throw it to him, you let the 2 receivers in front block. The defenders are in a hard place because you can't line up 3 defenders at the line of scrimmage, so you effectively have 2 people blocking 1 for the first 4 or 5 yards. It was a really nice play, but like you said, the penalty takes it all the way back.
2nd and 15 now back at the 20-yard line. Snap back. Little bubble screen. No, it's a double pass. Jaworski Lane goes over the middle, and he threw it over the middle to Watkins, and I don't think that's where he was supposed to go with the ball because Austin Watkins looked around like, why was the ball coming to me? Luckily for Wyatt, it fell harmlessly, but that play was designed to go up the sideline to number 4 for Wyatt, Jeremiah Boone, who was open. And so the double pass, so, that's a guarantee. It's probably a play they haven't run much. Jaworski Lane Jr. just made the wrong decision there.
It looked like he just threw it blindly, to be honest. He caught the ball, he looked, and he just threw it. I saw what you saw, number 4 running down the sidelines by himself.
3rd and 15 now at the 19-yard line. Snap back. This time Barrett running to his right, getting away from pressure, and has got room to run. Up to the 15, 20, 25, and gets close to a first down. He is finally brought down by number 32, Ian Hatton. I think that was, yep.
He laid, he put his head down and put a lick on the defense on that one.
Actually, I think, that was 32, Ian Hatton. Snap back on 4th down, and it's going to be very close. Up the middle, looks like he's going to get right to the marker. It was 4th and 3. Quez Matkins took the ball, and it looks like he just got enough for the first down. That long run on the scramble play by the starting quarterback Barrett was able to allow Wyatt to go for it here on 4th down, and it looks like they just barely got it at 34. 1st and 10. 2:15 to go. Slow snap. Little bubble screen to Jaworski Lane, and he has to get away from one man. Now he's going to have room to run up to the 35, out to the 40 before he gets hit and knocked out of bounds. That time, nice job tracking the play by number 31, Cameron McCauley.
They're going back to the double pass.
They were going to try to double pass again, but on the play this time, it was attacked by McCauley. He took any thought of passing away from Jaworski Lane Jr. because he attacked him as soon as he caught the ball, and so he ends up getting a solid gain of about 6 yards out to the 40. But the idea of the double pass got taken away because of good recognition.
Yeah, both receivers were downfield.
Speed option on 2nd down. They're going to go out to the ball's on the ground. It's going to be covered by Grapevine. First turnover of the night for the Grapevine defense. Is covering that was Leighton Towery on the fumble. Little speed option from the quarterback Barrett to his running back Quest Matkins, and he got on the tackle on the play by Cameron McCauley. McCauley knocks the ball out, and Leighton Towery covers it.
So let's talk about Cameron McCauley, right? The play
making
before,
plays.
He comes out, but he recognizes what the play is going to be, and he stops it from happening. The next play, he causes a fumble. Leighton Towery out for the whole first half, comes in, gets himself a fumble recovery in the second half. Feel good for him.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 38. We're just under 2 minutes to go. Handoff up the middle, trying to find some room. I believe that's Bell. Going to get a yard. No, check that. It's DeMontrez done, and now we're going to have a late flag because Wyatt kept going after the whistle, and it's going to be unnecessary roughness, personal foul. They had him stopped for maybe a yard gain at most, but the Wyatt players just didn't let it go when the whistle blew, and so the flag came out, and that'll move it down inside the 30 after the 15-yard personal foul. Inside the 25, actually, down to the 23.
Well, with 1:44 left, you don't suspect the Grapevine's going to do much at this point. But gosh, they're so close they could score by accident down here.
1st and 10. They're, of course, letting the clock run as it started after the ball was set. Minute 30 and counting. Dunn in the backfield with Hackbarth on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap back, handoff to Dunn, up the middle. Not much room, maybe a yard to Dunn is the front line of the defense for Dunbar. Their front six is anticipating run and attacking it.
Did you say Dunbar?
I said Dunbar.
You did, okay.
My bad. Wyatt. I almost said it earlier tonight, but I stopped myself. This time I didn't.
I have a good friend of mine, a good guy. He's, he's like a son to me. His name's Vern Sharp, played quarterback at Dunbar. That's why it caught my attention. He's played quarterback for me in semi-pro and professional arena football. Shout out.
Gain of a yard for Demontrez Dunn on 1st down. And this might be the last play of the ball game. Snap is back, handoff to Dunn. Finds a little bit of room inside the 15. Carrying a tackler down to about the 13. Going to be a solid gain of about, check that down to the 18, not the 13.
On this one, huh?
Gain of 4 yards, and I think that will probably do it. I think Grapevine's not going to run another play. Wyatt's not going to stop the clock, and that's going to do it. So the clock is counting down to 15 seconds and counting. The Mustangs are going to win this game tonight by a final score of 49-21. They are going to go to 7-1 on the season, 5-0 in district play, and that will set up the game next week at Mustang Panther Stadium against the Yellow Jackets of Arlington Heights for the district championship, most likely. And the final buzzer sounds. We have finished it up here at Handley Field tonight. The Mustangs come in tonight and take control early and win going away by a final score of 49-21. When we come back, we'll have the Infinity Solar post-game show for you. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. That was the Grapevine alma mater as the Grapevine Mustangs sing the alma mater in front of their band as they get the win tonight by a final score of 49-21 over the Wyatt Chaparrals out of Fort Worth ISD. This is the Infinity Solar postgame show here from Scarborough-Handley Field in Fort Worth. Jacob Dedamore here along with Tim Smith. And Tim, tonight, the Mustangs playing a team they knew had some athletes, came out and basically just out-executed Wyatt tonight and took control early and just never relinquished it.
Yeah, they get that run game going, and they're really hard to stop, and that's what happened early on. They had a couple really nice plays through the air as well. Kind of missed a wide-open shot to Parker Polk with a little bit of an underthrow, but, man, that offensive line and those receivers blocking downfield for touchdowns, not first downs, and those running backs by committee had a great game led by Parker Polk.
The running game obviously led the way in a big way tonight, and it was a tandem of Parker Polk not only getting a couple of nice pop runs and getting into the end zone 3 times tonight, but also getting the tough yards tonight. Getting 3 yards here, 4 yards there, running up the middle against a middle of the defensive line for Wyatt that actually I thought did a decent job. Anytime Grapevine tried to run between the tackles, they did a good job of clogging things up, even if Grapevine did pop some runs here and there.
They did. I thought that Carradine and Parker did a great job on the perimeter. Obviously, they had some of the big splash plays, but then inside those tackle runs, Reed Watkins really carried the way inside the tackles early on and into that second half until they started to make the line changes. So I really like what they're doing, right, as far as these running backs and receivers getting the ball in different ways, being really kind of imaginative, if you will. Week to week, we're seeing different things, different people getting the ball in different ways, and that's really exciting as we go towards the end and get into the playoff season.
Parker Polk led the way with 122 yards and 3 touchdowns on 22 carries. Also had 1 catch for 32 yards, so 154 yards of total offense tonight. Rondell Carradine was explosive tonight, being used as a runner as opposed to a receiver. 5 carries, 125 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The big one being a 41-yard touchdown run in the second half. Also had a touchdown run of, I believe, 27 or 29 yards in the first half. He was great tonight. Reed Watkins, as you mentioned, unfortunately, Reed's yards per carry are going to take a hit as he only had 8 carries for 51 yards tonight, only averaging about 6.4, where he was averaging over 11 yards a carry coming in.
Right.
C.J. Holmes also had a touchdown in the first half on the ground, 2 carries for 47 yards. The passing game wasn't really needed tonight, but Baum was 4 of 6 for 86 yards tonight, including a 47-yarder to Sammy Kelly. Give credit to Wyatt for how they played strong and kept fighting in the second half. Quest Matkins ended up with a pretty solid night of 17 carries for 94 yards, and Barrett was responsible for all 3 touchdowns. Had 1 through the air to Javorski Lane Jr., and then also had 2 touchdown runs in that second half.
I really like that Barrett kid. I think he's got a lot of potential, and maybe you get him with the right QB trainer, and he might be something next year because he's got all the physical abilities. He just has a little tweaks in his mechanics in his feet to get him where he needs to be, and he's got a really good wide receiver to play with on the outside. Number 1, Austin, and what was Austin's last name?
Austin Watkins. Unfortunately, he's a senior. Yep.
But you've got some receivers to work with. You got some speed. You got some running backs. You have a decent team here, does Wyatt. They just need to build on what they have.
So that's going to set up a big game next week, obviously, at Mustang Panther Stadium at Arlington Heights, who is going to go into their game tomorrow night at 7-0, and I believe they're taking on Southwest. Southwest is a team with some athletes, and they'll fight you, as we saw last week. Defensively, they're a pretty strong club, are the Southwest Raiders. But if Arlington Heights takes care of business, and even if they don't, they'd still be 4-1 in the district. That's going to set up the big showdown next week at Mustang Panther against Arlington Heights, where the winner of that game most likely will be the district champion.
Yeah, even though Grapevine will have to play a game the week after that, right? We know that, but like you said, we expect next week's game, to be able to set them up to be district champs and get that first home playoff game. So it's going to be a big week of preparation for them, and they need to come out ready to go next week.
Speaking of the district, there is one other game in the district tonight. Poly is taking on Trimble Tech this evening, and the Poly Parrots have come in winless scoreless on the season, are up on Trimble Tech in the fourth quarter, 16-12. It'd be nice. They've had had to go through some things over at Poly High School this year with their football program. It'd be kind of nice to see them get at least one win on the board.
Yeah,
you know?
it would. You don't ever like to see any team at the high school level go winless. There's so much work and effort put into it. You like to see those kids get a win.
That's going to wrap it up for us here tonight here on the Infinity Solar post-game show. Thank you to everyone that put this together. Trey Bell, our director and producer of this broadcast. Thank you also to Jeff Polk, who was helping out tonight in a different role on this Thursday night game. Thank you to Thomas Lee, owner and operator of Champion Sports Radio. Also, thank you to our sponsors, 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, Bottle Cap Alley, Prosperity Bank, ER of Texas, Energy Attic, Greenleaf Roofing, Whirly Ball, livingforzachary.org, Lone Star Gridiron, and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. For my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, my name is Jacob Dedamore. Your final score once again tonight from Handley Field in Fort Worth, the Grapevine Mustangs go to 7-1 and 5-0 in district play as they defeat the Wyatt Chaparrals by a final score of 49-21. We will see you a week from tomorrow at Mustang Panther Stadium as the Grapevine Mustangs take on the Arlington Heights Yellow Jackets in the big showdown in 4-5A Division II. Until then, good night, have a great weekend, and go Mustangs.